Hi, this is Richard Blade, and you're listening to the Blue Zone Podcast Network as it presents Permanent Record, an in-depth look at the classic albums of the 70s and 80s, albums which have earned a permanent place of honor, both in our hearts and in our record collections.
All right, so we've spent a few weeks researching, learning about, and indulging in a lot of Blondie, Sarah.
Yes.
And, you know, it's led me to one question that I have to ask you.
Okay.
Why do you never tell me that my hair is beautiful?
Oh, wow. Well, you don't really have much hair.
Oh, my gosh. What a terrible way to kick off our 99th episode, to be confronted with my own mortality and my own baldness.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Sorry
you.
to break that to you.
I'll tell you, so close to our centennial celebration to be faced with this.
Yeah. On the flip side, I don't think that you've ever told me my hair is beautiful.
I'm sure I did.
Well, all right. I'll let you off on that.
Easily distracted you are.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did.
Okay, I believe you.
Folks, welcome to the Permanent Record Podcast. My name is Brian.
And I am Sarah.
And like we said, this is episode 99.
99.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know.
I remember a couple years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever it was, and I was spending money on that URL, permanentrecordpodcast.com, our home on the internet, and I said to myself, why am I spending money on this? I'm going to do one episode and lose interest. But here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And you've spent a lot more money on other stuff related to the podcast, and I think it's all been money well spent, because look, here we are.
Here we are, yep. Glad that you all came back to join us for part 2 of our discussion of Blondie's Eat to the Beat.
Yeah.
And before we jump back into it, we have to address something that happened on Facebook this week, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
On our wonderful Facebook wall, which I think is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of cool people out there commenting about this great music. However, Terry Kemp.
Oh, Terry.
Now, if you remember, folks, Terry Kemp was the winner, I believe, of our, what do we call that?
It was called Summer of Sharing.
Summer of Sharing, where we recorded a podcast specifically for him.
Yes, he requested the songs. We talked about them. We sent them just to him.
And he was nice enough to let us then share it with all of you guys in case you guys are interested. That was an episode about ABBA and Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yes.
So it was fun to talk about those songs. Terry has been a friend of the show for many years until this week.
Oh, no. Oh, dear,
when Terry had the unmitigated gall to point out that we were wrong about something.
No. How dare he?
All right, so here's what Terry wrote on Facebook.
Okay.
Terry says, "Hi, guys. You said that this, being Blondie Eat to the Beat, was the first video album where all the songs got a video, even a crappy one. But how does that compare with ELO's Discovery album and video album? That was released on May 31st, 1979.
Ooh.
So, like I said to Terry on Facebook, I spent my entire lunch that day surfing around the web, researching various sources, trying to find some way to justify that what we said was correct. And I can't do it.
Oh, man.
We saw multiple pages, not just Wikipedia. It's not like we went to Wikipedia and were satisfied by that. We found multiple pages that did mention that Blondie had the first video album.
Right.
However, there are also pages that say that ELO had the first video album. And in fact, when you look at the release dates, it appears that ELO did have the first.
Whoops. Sorry. But yay to ELO, I guess.
I noticed in the Debbie Harry Face It book, Debbie does say it was one of the first video albums as she writes about it.
As I was doing some more research this week, I think I did see something where this one got delayed. The release of this video album got delayed due to like union issues or something.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the first episode, how it was released as a promo in 79 and then hit stores in 1980, I guess. Yeah, we knew that there had been a delay in it. So, Terry, you may be right, but my question is this to everybody out there.
Okay.
Would you rather look at Jeff Lynne with his big afro or look at the beautiful Debbie Harry?
Yeah.
There's no contest. So last week we kept a few reviews in reserve, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
To save for this time. So why don't we just sort of touch on those to get us back into the groove, and then we'll finish up side one.
So the first one I have is from Billboard magazine. It's from the week ending October 6th from the top album picks page in the Spotlight section. Pure rock for rock people. I thought that was kind of a weird thing to say because I don't know that I agree that this is all rock.
No, I think it's, like many critics have said, it's more rocky than their past stuff. It's still a lot of pop.
But then they say, this is the only way to describe Blondie's energetic and infectious fourth LP release.
There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah. Opening with the current hit Dreaming, this quintet, that's wrong. Who are they leaving out? takes a tour of various rock styles.
I'm hoping they're leaving out Frank and Fonte.
Oh, maybe. There's disco funk, the hardest part, reggae, Die Young, Stay Pretty, disco, Atomic, a surreal Talking Heads type of song, Victor, plus 2 early 60s flavored girl group style ballads, Sound Asleep and Shayla. However, these songs are infused with enough rock energy so that traditional fans won't be turned off just as they weren't turned off by Heart of Glass from the last LP. The other 6 songs here are jaw-breaking, good time rock and roll in the very best spirit of the power pop movement. Paced by the icy but compassionate vocals of Debbie Harry and the lean but effective styles of the musicians, this album should put the band in the superstar category. Best cuts: The Hardest Part, Dreaming, Accidents Never Happen, Die Young, Stay Pretty, Atomic, Eat to the Beat. That's a lot of songs.
Those are all great songs.
Yeah, it's like half the album.
What are the best songs? Let me list almost half of the album.
Yeah. I guess they liked it.
They had to cover their bases, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so Rolling Stone put together a review that is complimentary and filled with larger words that I'll probably have trouble saying. Blondie went at pop tradition with a ball-peen hammer, splintering and rearranging shards of the past according to an up-to-date aesthetic. Familiar fragments conjured up classic fantasies, a series of teen dreams and B-movies, all of them starring Debbie Harry.
Of course.
Singing like either a petulant baby doll or a Thorazine waif, Harry modeled pop images, then ripped them to shreds.
Ha ha ha.
Well, you know her.
Yeah.
With each LP, Blondie has updated their musical mosaic by assimilating another chunk of pop history. Faced with the challenge of following up the million-selling Parallel Lines, Blondie has delivered a record that's not only ambitious in its range of styles, but also unexpectedly and vibrantly compelling without sacrificing any of the group's urbane and modish humor.
Oh, I like that. Well, I agree with most of what they said there. The fact that they shattered styles and kind of rearranged them, that's an interesting way of putting it.
And that's what they did on the Parallel Lines also. Mm-hmm. They've always been one of the, wild mood swings kind of bands.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I have another review that's real brief, but it's from Record World. It's a publication I don't see a lot of, but they had a review for the week ending October 6, 1979. Hits of the Week album section. So this was a sign that this was a highly anticipated album. Deborah Harry and Blondie have succeeded wonderfully in their follow-up to last year's Smash LP. The new album is full of the irresistible, catchy hooks and innocent lyrics that have made the group a crossover success.
Innocent lyrics?
Yeah. I think we're going to talk about that in the next song.
Oh my, there's some dirty lyrics in here.
I know.
Huh. Well, my last review, Sarah, is from a website called youdiscovermusic.com. With their pop credentials firmly established, Blondie entered the studio ready to prove that they could turn their hand to anything. Yet for all of its stylistic carousing, Eat to the Beat provides a uniform listen thanks to the way it soundtracks a fantasy New York City of yellow taxis, wasted decadence, and bright lights hunger with an exotic chic that naturally appealed to the group's eagerly awaiting UK fanbase. Often overlooked in favor of its hard-hitting predecessor, Eat to the Beat had more bite than people remember and went platinum in both the US and the UK. With the group at their most ambitious, they also created a promo video for each of the album's 12 songs, further cementing the album as an unofficial Big Apple soundtrack while creating the world's first video album. See, it's things like this that get us in trouble.
Yeah. How can we be blamed now? We read it in these other reviews. Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, man.
So I do like that review and how much it stresses, the fantasy vision of New York City that these records soundtrack.
Yeah, I agree.
How that appealed to people all around the world.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the last review I have is from New York City itself, from the New York Times.
Cool.
It's called The Pop Life by John Rockwell. It's from October 12, 1979. Blondie is an interesting band, and its fourth record, Eat to the Beat, does nothing to diminish that interest. Eat to the Beat again makes use of master hitmaker Mike Chapman as producer, but once more, the tendencies toward excessive fanciness are overt. This time, however, they don't get in the way of the group's musicality as much as they did on Plastic Letters. To this taste, a little less electronic fussiness sometimes wouldn't hurt. That's the writer's opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Yeah, I agree. But all the overdubbing and ABBA-esque multi-tracking of ABBA-esque, that's funny. That's before ABBA-esque was ever an album.
Yeah.
ABBA-esque multi-tracking of Miss Harry's voice works most of the time, and the unpretentious pop thrust of the music generally purges the electronics of most of their pretensions. He thinks electronic sounds are very pretentious, I guess.
Well, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I like them. And once again, we get that ABBA comparison that even Chris Stein mentioned the last time when we talked about Dreaming, how he said it was kind of a copy of Dancing Queen. And just for the record, because we did a shout out to our friend Alan Hogg, who is a ABBA authority.
Yes.
He agreed with us that he doesn't really hear Dancing Queen in that song.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from.
But I mean, Chris Stein's saying it, so
Yeah.
it makes sense to him in his mind, I guess. So those were some good reviews, I think.
Yeah, very interesting sources and a lot of different things, but they're all usually very positive, so that was good.
And I think this album deserves positivity in the reviews. It is actually a really good record. Mm-hmm. And I think we heard that last time, all 4 of those first songs. I think we both liked all 4 of those songs.
Yeah.
So now let's jump back into side 1 and finish this up.
Okay.
So the first one that we have to listen to is the title track.
Uh-huh.
It's called Eat to the Beat.
Yeah, you got the beat up. As soon as you feel it up. I know you do it. I know you do it. As soon as you do. Yeah, you got a sweet tooth, and I remember. As soon as you feel it up. I know you do it. I know you do. Oh, you got a sweet tooth, and I remember standing on the corner with a piece of pizza. Eat to the beat.
Oh boy, what a difference from the last song that we just heard, Shayla. and this one, it's a lot of 180s on this album, I think, as far as the styles go.
That's really true.
This is a really cool one, and I have an excerpt from Pop Matters that says something about this I want to share. The title tune roars in like a full throttle piece of pop punk. A jagged pendulum swings the rhythm back and forth, culminating in, of all things, a harmonica solo by Randy Hennis, which we just started hearing a little of.
That's right, yep.
Written by Debbie Harry and Nigel Harrison, Eat to the Beat captures the relentless speed Blondie functioned on at that time when success was an abundant spread of pleasures.
Yeah, if your body isn't moving back and forth like a pendulum when that song's playing, I was sitting here going back and forth.
Yeah.
And there's something wrong with you.
I know.
This song makes me want to move.
Yeah. Does it make you want to eat to the beat?
I guess kind of. You mentioned Shayla right there as you led into your review. Rolling Stone had a review of this song by way of their review of the entire album.
Okay.
But they kind of connect the 2 songs, Shayla and this one, like you did. They say, if Shayla is about arriving, the careening, jumping, eat to the beat makes the route explicit. You travel to the top, toes tapping, by way of a lot of rock and roll street corners. Alternately petulant and gleeful, Harry flings lyrics around like a prize fighter. Which is the sentence I really, really liked.
Oh, yeah.
Flinging lyrics around like a prize fighter.
I know.
That's an awesome turn of phrase there.
And it kind of speaks to her delivery style here. It's very kind of punchy.
Yeah, very punchy.
I have another, I guess it's kind of a review. It's from Classic Rock History, and they did an article on the top 10 Blondie songs. And they actually ranked this one as number 4.
Oh, wow.
They say, we dare any rock and roll fan to watch this video and not fall in love with this band. Blondie's Eat to the Beat is pure punk rock infused with a blues harmonica solo, brilliant guitar, and keyboard runs in a rhythm section locked into play from the endless hours on the club stage. Then standing center stage is Debbie Harry's vocal and dance performance that compares to no one but herself. Yeah, she's unique, isn't she? As much as this track borrows from so many styles and genres of music, it still sounds completely original and 100% authentic. It's so good, it's hard to define in words why. So all we can say is press play.
That's a cool review.
Yeah, I like that one too.
So they put it, number 4?
Of the top 10 Blondie songs. Yeah.
Classic Pop magazine put it at number 15 on their top 25.
Okay.
They said that the song's unsubtle masturbation references meant that it couldn't be released as a single, which was a shame, as its simple infectiousness is classic Blondie.
There you went and said it.
As is detonating some good old-fashioned filth in the middle of a joyous pop song.
Yeah.
I'd probably rank it... Man, would I say this is top 10 for me in Blondie songs? It might be. I really do love this song.
Okay.
I didn't like it when I first bought the album because it was too thrashing.
Yeah.
It was too punk influenced for my very pop-centric brain.
Yeah.
But then the more I played it and the more I heard it, it's so good.
I
Her
know.
singing is so good. Her lyrics are so good. The delivery, the melody that she's... I guess it's not super melodic.
It's not.
But it's a ton of fun.
Yeah. It's hard to sing along with, though, because it's so much where it's not really actually words. I guess you just make up your own stuff.
But the lines like standing on a corner with a piece of pizza, and sitting in the kitchen, eating peanut butter, like those lines are easy to sing and they're fun to sing. Like if I hear this song, I end up singing those lines for the next couple hours.
Yeah. Those are very good lines and easy to remember, and they're about food. So yeah. So there are 2 songs that I know of that mention peanut butter, and they're both from 1979.
Are you counting the song actually called Peanut Butter?
No.
I like peanut butter, chunky peanut butter.
No, that's an old one.
Yeah, but it's still a song about peanut butter.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I think you know 3 songs.
I guess
about
I
peanut
do.
butter.
I forgot about that one. I used to sing that one in Girl Scouts. But the 2 I was thinking of, 2 kind of rock songs that I know about mentioning peanut butter. Do you know the other one? I think you do. You just might have to think about it. Tick-tock.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It's Life During Wartime, the lead single from the Talking Heads album Fear of Music, which was released in September 1979. He says, I got some groceries, some peanut butter.
Oh, yeah, I
to
do know
last
it.
a couple of days.
I know it. I never listened to it, though. I'm not a huge Talking Heads fan, although I am going to mention Jerry Harrison later in this episode.
Oh, okay. This is also the first of 2 songs on this album where she sings about having an upset stomach.
I know. I mentioned that in my notes for the other
Okay.
song, that there's a theme of intestinal distress.
I think it's super cute that she says you got a tummy ache
I
in this
know.
one. It's a tummy ache.
It's very cute.
I know.
Yeah, the next song, it's going to be a bellyache.
Yeah. So that's also kind of cute. Not quite as cute as tummy ache. Yeah.
So yeah, when you're focusing on the lyrics, let me just burst in here and say that
Yeah.
one of the things that won me over in this song, other than the fact that my body realized it was fun to dance and sway to it, was that I really enjoy these lyrics, and they're so freaking cute. Like you just said with Tummy Ache is cute. The lyrics, I think, in total are pretty cute, even though half of them are about male masturbation.
Yeah.
But like there's lines in here like toes are tippa tapping.
Yeah.
And you do it even when you're yapping. Which is a great line. And then of course the 2 lines that we just mentioned, hey, you got a sweet tooth, and I remember standing on the corner with a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
Which I love because, well, I love pizza.
Yeah.
But also because for some reason I just think it's funny that she says a piece of pizza instead of like a slice of pizza, which seems much more New York to me. Like I would
Yeah.
think that a New York person would say, give me a slice.
Yeah.
And she says, give me a piece. And then, of course, I always like the line that you mentioned, hey, you got a tummy ache, and I remember sitting in the bathroom drinking Alka-Seltzer.
I know. Little buzz marketing there.
So these lyrics are just amazing.
Yeah.
There's no other song that I know of that has words like this song.
No, but I have to say, I did not know all the words. I knew those, the words about the peanut butter, the pizza, Alka-Seltzer. I did not know about that other topic until I started reading through the words. I'm like, oh,
Really?
no, I didn't know. I just kind of glossed over that stuff.
Well, I think when she says you beat your meat, I
didn't-
think that's easy to make out when you listen to it.
I did not take notice of it. And yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh, geez, but we're talking about it. So
So yeah, so this is not my favorite song on the album, but it's easily the most fun song, I think.
yeah, I would think so too. Yeah, I mean, it's just so goofy and silly. It's a great punk song, at least from my perspective, my limited knowledge of punk music. I think it sounds like punk, it's got that great beat and driving and lots of energy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know too much about punk, and most of what I know I don't really like too much. I have the Ramones' greatest hits, which is pretty cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But yeah, I do like the energy. Like the energy of the punk influences are great in this song, and we get some great drumming by Clem,
Yes.
which adds to that,
Oh, yeah.
that feel. There's some great guitar work in here. I really like the guitar that plays behind the parts where she sings, you got a sweet tooth, like those lines. It's interesting because up until those sections, the guitar is just kind of thrashing.
Yeah.
And it's playing like staticky, chunky chords. But at that part, hey, you got a sweet tooth, it breaks into a very melodic guitar line,
Yes.
like playing notes.
It's very flowing.
It almost made me think of like Peter Gunn or something
Oh,
like that.
right. Yeah, I kind of know where you're coming from.
So I kind of really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed, to my surprise, because it's not normally an instrument that I dig too much, but I enjoyed the harmonica.
Yeah, in certain places and certain times, it's one of those that I also like. I think we talked about it back when we talked about Karma Chameleon. I like it here too. It's fun.
It is. And the harmonica was played by Randy Singer,
Okay.
or as he's credited in the album, Randy Hennes. And I think he goes by like Randy Hennes Singer or something now.
Oh, okay.
But he has played with tons of people, although they're all in a country kind of genre or like adult contemporary. I went to his website and he has a lot of artists listed, many I don't know. Carlene Carter, which is Johnny Cash's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Buffett, Julio Iglesias, Garth Brooks, Emmylou Harris. Those are all acts that he has played with.
Okay.
And he now seems to have kind of an interesting career. He provides live music for hotels, clubs, fashion shows, and celebrity house parties.
Harmonica music?
No, he actually
Oh.
seems to have like a band
Oh, okay. 'Cause,
of younger musicians.
Okay.
And I don't know if he plays with them sometimes. In the clips, like there was actually a video clip. You could see them at a house party
oh, wow.
playing inside the house. And there didn't seem to be anyone who looked like they would be of his age
Oh,
there in
okay.
the group. So maybe he's just sort of like the owner of the company
Like
who
the
sends
coordinator.
out acts.
Okay.
Yeah. They also send out DJs and things like that.
Oh, all right.
And he provides musical direction for various clubs and restaurants as well.
Okay. That sounds cool. Although the idea of him providing harmonica music for a fashion show. It just really delights me, and I would love to see that happen. But
That would be an interesting fashion show.
yeah, it really would.
So I like when we get things like this, these people that show up in these songs who just go on to like have different careers than what you would expect a musician to do. Like this guy going off, and now he is, he's still playing on albums, but he also has a second career where he provides musical direction for restaurants. And, when we went to see Thomas Dolby, how he talked about after years of doing pop albums, he became like the musical director for the TED Talks.
Yeah, right.
Like these places that musicians end up, sometimes it's just very interesting. I think.
It is. I like that because music is everywhere, and there needs to be someone that puts it there. And these guys find the way to do that.
Yeah, exactly. What did you think about this video?
Well, so this is the first video that I saw that I guess maybe the other ones did this, just the ones I found didn't do this. It starts off, it looks like it was something put together just for YouTube.
Oh, yeah, right. Because it has like the guitar amplifier like pattern that's on the front of it.
It's like the components of the album cover slowly appear as Debbie Harry starts singing the first verse. And I was like, wait, is this the real video? Because like she's not there. And then when she sings Eat to the Beat, then it says Eat to the Beat on the screen, and then it switches to the live performance.
Right. And I think as you watch more of the videos, there were a couple on YouTube that it seems like each video started with that same picture of the amp and then the name of the song.
Yeah.
And the people posted that part with some of the songs and not others on YouTube.
Yeah. So it confused me at first. I'm like, wow, that looks really amateurish. Of course, that was, high tech back then.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
So this was the same set as Dreaming. She's got that crazy blue romper on. Now she has a blue headband.
She has a headband this time to mix it up a little bit.
Right. It doesn't keep the hair out of her eyes. I'm sure it helps keep the sweat from ruining her eye makeup.
So yeah, the set is the same. I tried to find those hand jive kids that were sitting up on the scaffolding.
Yeah.
I couldn't find them in this video. I was looking for them.
Okay, that's good.
But I like the way that Malik films this one and cuts it. Mm-hmm. He kind of alternates with a close-up shot of Debbie most of the time, close-up shot of somebody, then cuts to a rapidly moving shot of the band, and cuts back and forth between those two kind of shots very quickly, which helps get the point across of like the punk attitude of the song. Yeah,
I found that he was really good at using the cutting and the editing to enhance or just kind of punctuate the songs, the energy, and he did that throughout this whole album, I think.
Yeah, but it works especially well on this one, I thought. Yeah. It works really well on the last song, too.
Yep. I see a lot of parallel lines between those two. Yeah. How about when she was like biting the side of her finger?
So that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah, she does that a lot of times. She bites her index finger sideways.
Yeah, sideways.
Kind of like at the knuckle.
Yeah.
I tried to Google that to find out. I was like, there must be some meaning to it.
I know.
And I was like at websites that described a lot of Italian hand gestures that mean things and stuff. That seems to be where a lot of these hand gestures come from. But I couldn't find anything what she was trying to get across with that.
Yeah.
It's
like
probably perverted.
I know. Like I could see if she was biting like the tip of her finger, like that would to me definitely signify something. I'm not exactly sure what, but the side is just weird.
Yeah, I know. If we could meet Debbie Harry again, like we mentioned in the first episode, instead of talking to her about Star Wars, I would ask her what she was doing when she was biting her finger.
Do you think she'd remember? It might be that might be a little bit too obscure.
But the video was fun. It was just, it was basically something we've already seen before in Dreaming.
Right.
So it's not as creative as it could be.
No.
But it's a pretty great, pretty fun song, which I think it does its best to convince you to thrash your body around with Clem's punchy drums and those punky guitars. So I think it's kind of hard to resist that song.
I agree.
So we have one song left on side one. So far, we've liked all 5 songs.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can go 6 for 6 on this first side.
Okay.
That'd be pretty amazing. This is a song called Accidents Never Happen.
Accidents never happen, could have planned it all. Precognition in my ears. Accidents never happen in a perfect world. Complications disappear. Now you love me. I can tell.
Whoa, no surprise. It sounds awesome. This is a great song.
Yeah.
Pop Matters said, Accidents Never Happen predates the new wave sound that bands like Duran Duran served up with lip gloss for the 1980s. Jimmy Destry, who later penned Blondie's 1999 comeback hit, Maria, regularly delivered catchy tunes and gave the band one of its most endearing live cuts with Accidents Never Happen. Until we started going through the songs on these albums, I didn't realize how much of a factor Jimmy Destry was for their songwriting.
Yeah.
I've always just sort of thought that Chris and Debbie together wrote all the really good songs. But But Jimmy Destry has a lot of good songs.
He
on this
really
album.
does, yeah.
They say Harry's icy delivery suits the cold irony of the song's mantra. Accidents never happen in a perfect world. Echoing the manic speed of Eat to the Beat, this song ends like a mad sprint towards the finish line, which is a great way to end the first side.
Yeah, I agree.
And the song does get really good at the end. Like that last minute of the song is really fun.
It is. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say it now. The drumming at the beginning of this song is insane.
Oh yeah, when it sounds like he's just kind of hitting like
the rim. The drumsticks on the rim of the drums. My arms get tired just listening to that. I'm just like, it's so fast. It's incredible. I don't know how he does it. Throughout the rest of the song, there's all kinds of really great fills. There's relentless drumming behind the "Now you love me." She's drawing out the words and he is drumming like a maniac. I really like that contrast. She's singing that really slow and he's drumming really fast.
Oh yeah, that's true. Clem is awesome. This whole song like evolves. One of the things that makes it so cool is that it evolves the whole way through musically.
Yeah.
Almost in terms of every musician. And the drums especially. There are so many different sections of drums that it goes through that are pretty impressive. And the one that I wrote down, of course, is that thing that you already mentioned, the very beginning where he's just really fast hitting the rim of the drum is awesome.
Yeah.
But then even when he brings in the full kit after that, there's some great fill-ins that sound really punchy and awesome.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting to me, though. I don't think that the keyboards are very prevalent on this song. And it's written by the keyboard player. We get some organ-type keyboards later on, but they don't really take center stage. So I think that the fact that he's writing this song, he's the keyboard player, but he's not like making this his song.
Right, he's not writing to spotlight himself.
Right, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the guitar work is fantastic too. You know, we're getting just some subdued chords during the verses. Then they start to get more interesting in the choruses, and then they go on to blow my mind in that last minute or so when things really start to rock. There's some great sounding guitar in there.
Yeah.
And it's great sounding like new wave guitar that I really like the best.
I know, right? Yeah. You know what this song reminds me of? I mean, you can just tell throughout this whole album, songs like this, you can tell the influence it had on other groups. To me, this sounds like the Go-Go's.
Oh, yeah, it does. I agree a lot, yeah.
They came to mind immediately when I heard this song. I'm like, yep.
Because of my review mentioning Duran Duran, I was just sort of thinking it through in the terms of Duran Duran. Like I was like, oh, can I hear influence, at least on Duran's first album, that self-titled one with Planet Earth and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think I can. Duran Duran had more of a keyboard presence than this song does. But I think like drum-wise and guitar-wise, I can hear it. But Go-Go's is a much better choice.
Plus, they have a girl singer. Well, it's all girls. But yeah.
And speaking of the singing, the vocals evolve, I think, with the music. Maybe not as much as like the guitars and drums, but her vocals remain pretty restrained during the verses.
Yeah.
And she adds a little bit of emotion and excitement, although not too much in each of the first two choruses. And then finally lets it all out on the second time she runs through that lyric, I never lied, I never cried. That's where she kind of then lets the emotion out.
I like the delivery because it's pretty calm and quiet compared to like One Way or Another, which is also the other like kind of soccer song that they have. There's a point in this song where the instruments kind of drop out and there's not much more besides her vocals, that insistent guitar and the drums. And it just kind of lends an eerie feel to the song. Then she punches it up when she sings, now you, like she's really getting into it.
I love when she growls when she sings. She does a great job on this one. She does a great job on every song on here, except for the one song that it's not possible to be good on. But we'll talk about that
what
later.
Could you possibly mean? How about the fact that this song has the word precognition?
I know.
In it? And
that's heavy duty.
And I can divinate your presence from afar.
Yeah.
It's this, poppy pop rock song and these big words in it. It seems simple, like a simple song, but really intelligent lyrics.
Big words make head hurt. Yeah, I do like those lyrics. Now, of course, we have a celebrity on this song providing background vocals. We're going to have vocals from Lorna Luft on this one and another track. So in the interest of just bringing us all up to speed on who Lorna Luft is.
Yes, tell us who she is.
I took some notes because I didn't know. She's actually even more interesting than the harmonica guy. Hard to believe.
Really? Wow.
So Lorna Luft was Liza Minnelli's half-sister.
Yeah.
That makes her the daughter of Judy Garland and Judy Garland's third husband.
Okay.
She was an actress in movies and TV, on the stage. She did a lot of very 80s television. She did like Murder, She Wrote.
Oh.
And there's another one, like a very 80s show that when I saw it, I smiled. I can't think of it now.
Oh, like Heart to Heart or something?
It wasn't that, but it was something like that. She wrote a memoir about her career, which was made into an Emmy-winning TV miniseries called Life with Judy Garland, Me and My Shadow.
Oh.
She released numerous singles of her own and one album. And you're not going to believe this.
Okay.
She provided background vocals on another great classic album, Adrian Zemed's self-titled EP.
What?
Do you remember Adrian Zemed?
I have no idea who that is.
That was William Shatner's partner on the TV show T.J. Hooker, the TV show which introduced the world to
Heather Locklear?
Heather Locklear, that's right.
Okay.
But he was the very dapper-looking young policeman who worked with T.J. Hooker.
Oh, all right.
Now, where did
Adrian Zemed.
Adrian Zemed already know Lorna Luft from by the time they sang together on his album?
Hollywood Squares.
Not quite.
Okay.
They knew each other from their time that they spent together filming Grease 2,
Oh my gosh.
a film starring a very young Michelle Pfeiffer, if I recall correctly.
Uh-huh.
I've watched that movie a few times as a youth on HBO.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I remember is a song called Cool Rider.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Michelle Pfeiffer was on top of like a ladder,
Oh, a ladder.
sitting on the top of a ladder like she was on a motorcycle or something.
Oh, okay.
One fine night, I'll be holding on tight to a cool rider, a cool rider. If he's cool enough, he can burn me through and through. Whoa, whoa. If it takes forever, then I'll wait forever. No ordinary boy is gonna do. I wanna ride that cool.
That's all I remember.
Okay.
And I know that Grease 2 is not well regarded out there in the world.
No, I don't think so.
But here in this house, I would not have an unkind word said about it.
Well, I have nothing to say about it because I hardly know anything about it. So I will refrain. So he was in that movie?
He had a small part in that.
Okay.
So that's how Lorna knew Adrian. Lorna knew Debbie and the band because of the time that they all spent together hanging out at Studio 54.
Oh,
so
wow,
that's why
that-
she was asked to appear on the album.
Yeah, that makes more sense. A club darling, huh?
That's right. So what about the video for this song?
Oh, well, it's a different set. Well, no, it's
I
not.
think it's just an empty set.
It's the same set as Dreaming and E to the Beat, but with no one there.
Right, so it looks a little different because
Yeah.
it's not filled with people.
Right. She's very mysterious. She's got dark sunglasses and a black dress.
She does, but the thing about that black dress is I think she could wear that black dress today at a concert. Like, it's a timeless look.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
yeah.
a classy dress. It's very simple.
Well, yeah, and so are the sunglasses. It's a very classic look.
You could CGI her out of this video and put her in a video from today, and people would say, oh, she looks cool.
I agree.
So, yeah, the scaffolding is all around. It's just the kids aren't sitting on it.
Yeah.
You know, if someone asked me to show them like a representative Debbie Harry performance, I would consider showing this video because she does some very Debbie dancing
Okay.
in this.
Which is not exactly super cool.
Right? She looks lovely and she looks very cool with those traditional black sunglasses.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this video, even though there isn't much about it that makes it remarkable.
I know what you mean. She's regarded as a really great front woman, but she does have these quirky things that she does that make her very human. I noticed so many times during this video, she kept pushing up the
Her sunglasses, yeah,
sunglasses,
they start
you know?
to fall down.
Yeah, and it's just cute. Like, that just happens.
The last thing that I want to say about the video is it finally hit me in this video that Jimmy Destry loves doing odd things when the camera is on him.
Yes.
And here he's seen like covering his face with his hands.
Uh-huh.
It made me think of like in Hanging on the Telephone when he sort of like wraps the phone cord around his neck like he's hanging himself with
okay.
it. Like every time the camera is going to cut to him, he's going to do something weird.
Yeah, he'll make a weird face or do some kind of weird gesture.
Yeah, that seems to be his thing.
That's good.
So this was a great track to end side one, in my opinion. To the band's credit, all 6 songs on this first side have been pretty amazing.
I
And
agree.
I'm really digging this album.
Yeah, very, very strong start.
All right, so Sarah, I'm going to get up and go flip over the record so we can talk about side 2. But in the meantime, over Christmas, we had 2 folks that were nice enough to go out to Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, whatever they call it these days, iTunes, and leave reviews for us. One in the UK, one in the US of A. I printed them out. I put them here in the PV119 to protect them. So why don't you read this first one so we can thank Malachi G for his kind words.
Okay.
And I'll go flip the record.
Okay, the title of this one is Vince Clarke or Not Vince Clarke? That is the question. Do you like Vince? Oh, and it's 5 stars.
Oh, nice.
Do you like Vince Clarke and his related projects? No? Then this podcast may still be for you. Read on. Brian and Sarah are a very engaging couple, and the hosts, whose love of 80s pop, electronica, new wave, etc. is infectious, fun, and informative. I only started listening with their Queen the Work series of shows, but on seeing lists of albums I love given their own special treatment, I was hooked. They have special guests at times, and one has turned me onto his show, The Hustle. Also excellent. All right, John.
Oh, very cool.
I've still got hours of listening to catch up on, having just finished the Into the Gap series, but please give them a place on your podcast likes. You'll not be sorry. Also, the Vince Clarke bit, Brian loves his stuff, as does Sarah. One last thing, Temporary Secretary is still a dreadful song, no matter how many remixers love it. Maka, it's thumbs down on that fella.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I forgot we said that. Yeah, I love that song.
I love that song. I love that review.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
thank you
do
very
too.
much, Malachi G. I think that we have been kind of writing back and forth on the Facebook wall
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him in the time since Christmas, since you posted that. So it's good to chit-chat and get to know you.
yeah,
And
yeah,
thanks for the review.
for sure.
And then we also have a review from the U.S., and this is another 5-star one. We were lucky over Christmas. We got
Yay.
2 5 stars. Love this podcast, and this is from Zach TG.
Ooh,
Zach says, I really enjoyed the deep dives into some of my favorite albums. They somehow are able to provide information that I had not heard before about the bands and the albums that they discuss. They are fun to listen to as well.
aw,
So thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
We strive to be fun.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's like we're lecturing in a college classroom, and nobody
Right.
wants that. Gotta have some fun. So thanks very much. We always appreciate when you guys are kind enough to go out there to Apple Podcasts and leave us those reviews, because they help us sort of climb in the search results for podcasts.
Right.
I noticed over Christmas we came up pretty close to the top, if not the top, when you started to type in a word that started with P-E-R.
Ooh,
And now we have kind of slipped down a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Not doing as well as we had been, because we haven't had a review in a while. But
yeah.
So we do appreciate when you take the time to do that for us. It's awesome.
Yes.
All right, so we have side 2 queued up and ready to go, Sarah. Here's the first song on the second side.
All right, what do we got?
It's called Die Young, Stay Pretty.
Living alone with your family, a dried up twig on your family tree. Are you waiting for the reaper to arrive, or just to die by the hand of love? Love for you, love for you. So die young and stay pretty. Leave only the best behind.
Wow. Well, that is a very different start to side 2.
It is.
Yeah, so now we're doing reggae. Okay. And this song...
Not the first time, or no, I'm sorry, not the last time Blondie is going to do reggae.
No, but
It's the first
I
time.
think it is the first time, as far as I can recall. This ended up being the B-side of Atomic. An interesting choice. I guess for all of their singles, they used songs off the album because they just didn't have time to do any more.
Yeah, there are already 12 songs on the album. So.
Right.
This is a really good song, but I can see it being a B-side. It doesn't have the sound of a single to it.
I agree. So this one was written by Debbie Harry and Chris Stein, and we have some interesting backing vocals provided on this one. It's not Lorna Luft. It's not a woman. 2 guys, Jimmy Destry and the producer, Mike Chapman.
Oh, yeah, they do a lot of the background vocals on this record. I think they have a little quirky name for themselves,
Yeah,
too.
I think you're right, and I don't know why I didn't write it down.
I did write it down.
Good.
It is the Jaw Trio, because it's Chapman, Destry, and Infante.
Oh,
the two
okay.
vocals. When I was researching this song, I came across, I forget exactly how I came across it, but I found a quote from Michael Cunningham, who is a writer. He's the author of a book called The Hours that won the Penn Faulkner Award and the Pulitzer Prize.
Wow.
And he had a book called By Nightfall, and I think that this is a quote from By Nightfall or something. It's a little bit long, but it's interesting. He says, Die young, stay pretty. Blondie, right? We think of this as a modern phenomenon, the whole youth thing. But really, consider all those great portraits, some of them centuries old. Those goddesses of Botticelli and Rubens, Goya's Maja, Madame X. Consider Manet's Olympia, which shocked at the time. He having painted his mistress with the same voluptuous adulation generally reserved for the aristocratic good girls who posed for depictions of goddesses. Hardly anyone knows anymore, and no one cares, that Olympia was Manet's whore, although there's every reason to imagine that in life she was foolish and vulgar and not entirely hygienic, Paris in the 1860s being what it was. She's immortal now, and she's a great historic beauty, having been scrubbed clean by the attention of a great artist. And okay, we can't help but notice that Manet did not choose to paint her 20 years later when time had started doing its work. The world has always worshipped nascence.
Wow. That's so true. I think that most of Western society has always valued youth over age.
We'd rather have someone look really hot than be wise
Yeah.
and have valuable experience. But I just thought it was such a cool thing, this little story of these paintings,
Yeah.
which he is totally true with all this stuff. It's just you and I don't sit around and ponder the works of the great artists and
No.
stuff. But it's cool that the same sentiment here in this throwaway Blondie reggae song, this Pulitzer Prize winning guy is addressing here in this book. kind of getting into the topic by bringing up the Blondie song,
I know.
which was cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Before the filters of Instagram, we had artists who would literally paint away your flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read from Song Facts that Debbie Harry was explaining these lyrics in Mojo magazine in the May 2014 issue. Yeah, she said, I sort of felt that there was a couple of different meanings. I mean, the value placed on beauty as being such a commodity, and the only way to be eternally young was to die young and stay in people's minds. It's just the weirdness of human nature.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of annoying when you go out and if you watch this video on YouTube, all the video comments who just say things like, well, she didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I think you're missing like the sarcastic nature of the song.
Yeah, for sure.
The irony.
Yeah, I know.
She is still pretty.
I know.
By the way.
Yeah, right, exactly. She stayed pretty, but she didn't die young, so ha ha ha. When we saw her in concert last summer, I thought she looked really good, really vibrant, just happy, and just really fit and everything.
She's the best.
I know.
The one thing that I thought was interesting was something I found mentioned in the book Blondie Parallel Lives, the fact that this song was not written specifically for this album.
Oh.
Chris says that Jimmy came up with the idea of reviving Die Young, Stay Pretty, which was an old song of ours, clarified Chris. We wanted to do a reggae song, and that number had always been arranged to be played that way.
Oh, wow.
Evidently, it was a song that they had played back in the day and had sort of retired and decided to bring it back for this record.
Yeah. So I don't have any reviews of this song, but I do have another little excerpt from that Classic Rock History article on the top 10 Blondie songs. This one makes it number 5 on their list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They started off by saying the next 5 songs on this top 10 Blondie songs list come from only 2 albums. So they really liked this one and the Parallel Lines. They said that they defined the true sound of Blondie and easily presented fans with the best material of the band's career. Both albums stayed very close to the new wave pop sound that most hardcore Blondies came to love. However, each album did have an outlier. On Parallel Lines, the song Heart of Glass stood out for its electronic disco signature. On Eat to the Beat, the song Die Young, Stay Pretty separated itself from the rest of the tracks with its reggae ska groove. Lyrically, the song is an ode to The Who's My Generation and the message of not having to grow old. Only this time it's about not having to grow ugly. In Debbie Harry's case, she would not have known it at the time, but she has grown old and yet stayed pretty.
Aw, that is so true.
I know.
And they're right. If you could only have 2 Blondie albums in your collection, I think that you would want this one and Parallel Lines. Mm-hmm. Even though there is some really good stuff on almost every single one of their albums.
I would agree in both counts.
So, it's hard to imagine. It's weird to imagine, but the meaning behind this song must have been like an all-consuming thought for Debbie and the band at the time, or maybe it wasn't, but it was something that others were probably constantly projecting on her because she was spending time at Studio 54 and similar clubs where being young and hot was the number one priority.
Right.
You had to be fresh.
Yep.
She was working in the world of pop music where you're generally only as good as your last song.
Right.
And, her young, attractive face was helping take their songs to the top of the charts. It's a lot of pressure to stop the hands of time and keep yourself young and,
yeah,
and
it's
beautiful.
Virtually impossible, actually.
So I wonder how much stress, all pop stars talk about how they are under stress and they want to get away from, go somewhere where people aren't going to recognize them because they need breaks and things like that.
Right, right.
But I wonder how much worse it was for Debbie as the focal point of this band.
Right.
And the fact that she was all supposed to be, a pinup girl of such beauty.
It was a blessing and a curse to use her as the symbol for the band because, well, she's super recognizable, but on the other side, she's super recognizable. So yeah, you know who she is, you know what you expect her to look like. And again, she was a little older. So there's already that kind of stress. Like, how long am I going to keep looking good? It would be hard.
Yeah, but I think if you take this song and the video together, it looks like she sort of had a good attitude about it.
Yeah.
She was able to sort of, laugh at it and see the humor in it and the irony. And it probably did put stress on her, but it wasn't a life-destroying focus.
Well, no. She got past it.
And so, of course, like we said, this is the same sort of reggae sound that they're going to take to the top of the charts late in 1980 with The Tide is High. Mm-hmm. And yeah, The Tide is High is a better song than this one, but that's not to say that this isn't a pretty great song. I did say I thought it was appropriate that it's a B-side.
Yeah.
But I really love this song.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think it's very catchy and I like singing this one. We get some really great lyrics in this song.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the appeal of this song. Musically, I think that the only person who really shines in this song is Clem.
Okay.
Clem always is awesome, but normally there's a guitar part that I think is awesome or a bass part.
Yeah.
This time the music all just kind of hangs together in the background to me.
Yeah, plunking along.
Yeah, except for those drums and then the lyrics. And there's so many good lines like deteriorate in your own time, tell them you're dead and wither away.
Yeah.
Are you living alone or with your family? A dried up twig on your family tree.
Yeah, you used that in the song sample. I love that line.
That line is so awesome.
I know.
And it's very short, but the phrase leave only the best behind just tickled my fancy yesterday as I was considering the song and writing down notes. You know, it's obvious what it means. When you die, you want to leave a beautiful corpse behind.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
right.
just a funny way to say it.
Yeah, what is it? Live fast, die young, and leave a beautiful corpse. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
something like that.
Yeah. This isn't a terrible song. I mean, by any means. But I'm not a huge fan of reggae, so I'm not going to be a huge fan of this song.
Do you like The Tide is High?
I do pretty well. Yeah. It's not my number one Blondie song, but I do like it. I don't know which one I like better. Honestly, as far as Blondie reggae songs go, I might like this one better.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how much I like the horns in The Tide is High.
Oh, okay. I love this song. I think it's great. I don't see any drop off between the songs on side one and this song. It continues right on the same path for me.
Okay.
Awesomeness. Also, speaking of awesome, let's talk about the video for this one.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is a great change of pace when you get to this point on the video album.
Right.
Because, you know, it's still basically a performance clip, but there's some cleverness in this one. And I love it.
Yeah. It's a different set. There's no scaffolding.
Yeah, right. There's no scaffolding. It breaks the mold of the band just standing in the room singing. And it's very funny. This is my second favorite of the videos.
Oh, wow.
The hardest part is my first favorite. One thing that I think is awesome are these old people masks that the band wears during the video.
Yeah.
They crack me up. Well, they cracked me up yesterday as I watched it. I sort of had the feeling that, like, maybe if I was alone in the house and watched it at night, I might get a little bit afraid, like I did watching Robert Smith.
Oh, no.
in between days.
Oh, man.
But while the sun was still shining, I thought it was amusing.
Okay, good. Yeah. I love those old person masks. And I think there's some other just ugly faces set around the set, you know, like maybe in front of those steel drums or I don't know, but they crack me up. It's like a beach scene, kind of. I mean, there's all this fog, so it's like a foggy beach scene.
Well, I think that fog is coming off of that gigantic cigarettes that they're passing around.
That's right. It is a really large cigarette. I don't
think that's fog.
No, you're right. I didn't think. Yeah. What kind of cigarette do you suppose that is?
That's a jazz cigarette.
Oh, a jazz cigarette. Yeah. Oh man, but this
it's gigantic as well.
It is enormous. It is like as big as they are. I don't even know. But yeah. Nigel Harrison has a crazy shirt on. Of course, Klemberg has a wonderful polka dot shirt. I love those outfits. And then Debbie Harry's hair is really flat.
Her hat hair?
Her hair. Debbie Harry's hair is very flat and held down with a red headband. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, her hair is really flat in this video. But I like her performance in this because she plays it less cool in this one. And she actually, to my eye, lets a number of expressions and emotions play on her face over the course of this song.
Yeah.
Which is a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Like she comes off a little more personable.
Even more human than normal.
Yeah, maybe it's because of the jazz cigarette.
Maybe, yeah. It's her inhibitions are lowered.
Yeah. So I enjoy the really humorous cuts to the five guys singing the response vocals.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It cuts away. They'll be like standing by a palm tree, all five of them, doing silly things.
Yeah.
The video sort of made me think of Men at Work for some reason.
Oh, I can see that.
And then after I made that connection in my brain, I kept thinking that the song sounded quite possibly like something Men at Work would have played on their Business as Usual album.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think it's similar to that sound, and I know they would have liked that gigantic blunt.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
So I was hearing some connection with the band that we talked about. I don't know if it was last year.
I
or the
think
year
it
before.
was 2 years ago, and it was right around this time.
Yeah, Men at Work, who I really like, and Blondie, who I really like. So it was kind of cool to make the connection, at least in my brain. I don't know if everybody hears that or not.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it, but now that you brought it up, I agree. I like the big beach umbrella too on the video.
Oh yeah, the whole set is cool with the palm trees and the beach umbrella.
It's like super cheesy looking. I mean,
it's cheesy, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of fun. Good start to side 2.
Sorry you didn't like it as much as I do.
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's not a bad song, but something has to be down at the end, right? The bottom of the list.
No, we're not at the bottom yet, Sarah. We're going to get there.
This is not my least favorite song. No, for sure.
Give it some time.
Okay.
All right. So we have the next song up, which is another Jimmy Destry co-write. We'll go into that in a second. And this is a track called Slow Motion.
She knows she'll never lose a thing. She can put you up on the shelf until she wants to pull the string.
So according to the liner notes of their 1994 compilation, The Platinum Collection, Sarah, which we have over there on our shelf, the song Slow Motion was originally planned to be the 4th single released from the album, and producer Mike Chapman even made a remix of the track. But following the unexpected success of Call Me, the theme song to the movie American Gigolo, these plans were shelved, and the single mix of Slow Motion remains, to this day, unreleased. And a cool thing about that Platinum Collection, I saw that fact somewhere. I might have seen that on songfacts.com or something. It made me dig out that Platinum Collection CD. And the booklet that comes with it is really good. It's like all the guys in Blondie that aren't Chris and Debbie just commenting on all the songs that are on it. So I learned a few more facts that I wanted to bring up about songs that we talked about last time.
Oh, okay.
So it's too late for me to insert these into the last episode. But Jimmy says that the song Dreaming started out being called Little Billy.
What? Oh, my gosh.
Yep. And Clem says that for the song The Hardest Part, for the video for that, they tried to rent an armored car, but we're told it's illegal for someone to rent you an armored car.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if that's still true to this day, but they were not able to do that.
Huh. Well, that would have been cool, but I like the set that they ended up using.
Oh, yeah, with the graffiti.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it probably still would have been that same set. They probably just would have had an armored car on it.
Yeah.
Which would have been neat.
Now, I read a little bit of contrary information about the alternate mix of this song, the stripped down Motown mix. I saw that did end up on the 1995 remix CD for Atomic.
That was released, but that's not the single mix.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so the single mix is still out there somewhere unreleased.
That's right.
Super sad.
So I want to just throw a bunch of women's names at you here with this song, Sarah.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to talk about each of them and do a little discussion, learn about some interesting people.
Okay.
All right. So once again, on this song, we have background vocals by Lorna Luft.
Yes.
Just something to note. We already talked about her, so we'll move on. But she's on 2 songs on this record.
Yeah.
And this is one of the 2.
Okay.
Jimmy Gestury wrote the song. As we said, it's a co-write with someone named Laura Davis.
Yeah.
Did you read about Laura Davis?
I did.
So she had a pretty interesting life and still has a pretty interesting life. She's still alive.
Yeah.
I was on her website.
Okay.
And so I'm sure you saw she was a drummer in a New York underground band called the Student Teachers. And the cool thing is that while she was in the Student Teachers, she was still in high school.
Right.
It's crazy.
I know. Can you imagine? She was going to these clubs like CBGB's, Max's Kansas City, and then, I got to study for a high school test,
It's
wow.
Wild. She at some point became romantically involved with Jimmy.
Yes.
So I think they lived together and they wrote this song together. And she wrote a book called, I think this is relatively recently.
Yeah.
The Girl in the Back, A Female Drummer's Life with Bowie, Blondie, and the 70s Rock Scene.
Yeah.
I read an interview with her and some of the stories that are in that book. And she really did seem to have a good number of run-ins with Bowie. There's some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I read some of those stories too. And I was like, wow, how cool.
One of the reviews that I read for the book mentioned how Debbie and Bowie are like 2 of the few adults in her story that actually act like adults on occasion. Like sort of like look after her.
Right.
Which is, I guess, nice to hear. And
a little surprising in terms of Bowie because he was barely getting it together in the late 70s. He was kind of on his way there, but I don't think he was 100% yet. So.
Yeah, right. So I would like to get that book. Now that I have that Kindle, I need to fill it up with some of these great books that we learn in our research.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so this was a really interesting story with her and Jimmy. Basically, this teenage girl and this other guy wrote this song together. And boy, it's such a really good song.
It really is. And she is now a lawyer.
Right.
And she's a writer. Like we said, she has that book out. And she's a podcaster.
I know.
She has a show called Fi-Fic, which means philosophical fiction.
Oh, my.
Short for philosophical fiction. And she and her 2 co-hosts discuss, I think it says on their website, heady works of fiction.
Okay.
And her bio there mentions that she likes Nietzsche and Virginia Woolf, amongst others.
Oh, my.
So those are, I guess, the kind of books that they talk about. They're not going to be reading books like the ones that I read, Stephen King and Ian Fleming and stuff.
Okay.
I really do want to check out that book. I think she probably has had a really fascinating life.
Yeah, what a cool story.
Now, I said I was going to throw 3 female names at you.
Okay.
So the last one here, Ellie Greenwich.
Oh, okay.
Did you learn about her?
I saw a little bit about her. Yes, I forgot she was involved in this song.
She's not involved with that one, and that's my complaint.
Oh, okay.
She provides background vocals on Atomic and Dreaming.
Okay.
Now, Ellie Greenwich
Do you think it's maybe Greenwich?
Probably, because you're smarter than I am. Ellie Greenwich. She is a songwriter, and she wrote or co-wrote famous pop songs like Be My Baby, Do Run Run.
Wow.
Christmas, Baby Please Come Home.
Oh, my gosh.
Leader of the Pack.
What?
And Do Wah Diddy.
Wow.
So if you have the songwriter of those classic kind of...
Yeah, like doo-wop and...
Doo-wop, yeah, that's the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
If you have her on your album, don't you want her on this song?
Yeah, I know.
That's what this song is all about.
That's right. It's just another one of those songs. What happened there?
I guess maybe the timing didn't work. Maybe the song wasn't ready when she was there or something.
Oh.
But it seems like, all right, she's on Dreaming. That's fine.
Yeah.
Get her on slow motion.
Yeah, I know. It's like the perfect song for her. Gee whiz.
Going back to that Platinum Collection booklet, Jimmy talks about this song in there. He says that the opening of this track was stolen from a George Harrison song.
Really?
And then I think Clem said, was it My Sweet Lord? And they all laughed because, of course, My Sweet Lord famously was sued for being stolen from another song. Mm-hmm. And then he said the rest of the song is the reverse of I Can't Help Myself by the Four Tops. So I guess maybe he means like the chords in reverse.
Oh.
Which is another great song.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably my favorite song by the Four Tops.
I have one little snippet from Pop Matters. This didn't seem to make anybody's list of top songs or anything, but Pop Matters says that Slow Motion further invoked the group's pop aspirations as they melded mid-60s Motown rhythms and girl group vocal tics.
Yep, very true.
They sure did, and they did it really, really well. I think this is just an amazingly fantastic song.
Oh, yeah, it is really good. I always forget it's on this record, though, but I do really like it.
Boy, I love it. And actually, you're going to laugh. It started off sounding like something from Make It Big.
No, yeah, I totally see that with the drums and the piano playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
This sounds like it could have been like the sequel to Freedom or something.
Yeah, totally. I didn't think of that at the time, but yeah, I can definitely hear that. And this is the other song we mentioned. This is the other song about a bellyache.
Yes.
Which is awesome. This time the girl in the song has a bellyache, I guess, as she's sort of at the dance or something.
Yeah.
The sock hop, maybe.
Yeah, the sock hop, probably.
So yeah, this style of song, this Motown influence of this girl group isn't always my thing, but I think this one's really fun and really catchy. And I wrote here, I love the way it starts with the drums and the piano, that thing you just mentioned. And I love what the guitar is doing behind the verses. And there's an awesome mid-song instrumental break here. I mean, everybody sounds great doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And you listen to it and it's just like, man, this is really cool music. I really like this.
Yeah. I could not get over how much I love this song. I love everything about it. The guitars, the keyboard, the vocals, more amazing drums, of course. Just every aspect of this song I thought was tremendous. I was like, this should have been a single. And then I found out, oh yeah, it was supposed to be a single. They just ran out of time. It's again, they're kind of running into the issue that Erasure had where there's just so much stuff and there's not enough time to put it out and have it climb the charts.
Yeah, sounds like it. I guess you're more of a 60s fan than a 70s fan. You like this 60s sound more than the 70s reggae sound of the last song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is another one. It kind of reminds me of the Tracy Ullman song, which was later on. I
love that song.
But it's, it's all going back to the 60s. It's just so pretty and cute and happy.
What'd you think about the video?
It was fine. It looks like it was filmed at the same time as Accidents Never Happen. She just took off her shades.
Yep, that's the only difference.
Yeah. I didn't have a lot to say about it, really, because, it was good. It was just fine.
I was a little, for some reason, struck by, it was probably makeup, but like her skin color seemed very healthy in this like suntan. And I'm sure she'd probably been locked away in the studio for so many weeks that she probably didn't really have a tan. I was struck by that and her eye makeup. Mm-hmm. When she finally takes off the glasses and you see her eyes, I was like, whoa, she has a ton of eye makeup on.
Yeah. Well, she was big into that at this time. She looked good. I don't remember her looking especially tan, but okay.
My favorite part of this video wasn't actually even the video. It was at the end. They let it sort of run a little longer than the song. And a few clips did this. And it seemed like at the end of the songs, over the course of that video album, they would sort of bring onto the screen like a picture of each individual band member. And it would say, Chris.
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah. In case you didn't know by now, here's the people in the band.
So at the end of this video, they bring up the picture of Debbie, and it says Debbie, to let you know that Debbie is Debbie. And they're using one of the best pictures of Debbie Harry ever, which is the picture of Debbie wearing the Andy Warhol's Bad t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is my second favorite picture of her ever.
Oh.
And as I've been looking at it, as I've done my research and stuff this week, I've decided I have to get like a t-shirt with it on or a print that we can put down at the pub or something.
It would be good to add another picture down there of her. We have the Matt Lynham picture of her, and that's pretty cool.
So this is the 8th consecutive song in this record that I really, really enjoy, and they're definitely on a roll.
Okay.
Normally when you say something like that, it means that 8-song roll is coming to an end with the next one.
The odds are that you can't just keep going.
There's no way you could get 9 awesome songs in a row.
No.
Let's keep that in mind as we listen to this next song. This is one called Atomic.
Make it magnificent tonight.
Oh, well, I think you might be wrong. I think we have another awesome song here.
And I hope everybody just sang along with Atomic. I lip synced it into my microphone.
Yeah, I love that. Atomic. So this was a single. This is actually the first single on this side and the last single we're going to talk about. It was released in the UK in February of 1980. It was released in the US in April of 1980 because Call Me was released in the US in February of 1980. So it was kind of sandwiched in there between The Hardest Part and Atomic. Really weird timing.
Yeah, but I guess that's just the danger you face when you add a song to a soundtrack.
Right.
You don't really have any control over it.
Right. Yeah. I do think that could have ended up hurting them in some ways with the singles on this album, but...
Oh, no way it hurt them. That was the biggest song of the decade.
Yeah, no, not as a band or in their legacy or anything like that. Just the whole, this album was so good and they could have had like more singles, but there was just not enough time. And
Call Me was huge. Maybe it wasn't the biggest song of the decade, but I'm pretty sure it was the number one song of the year for 1980.
I think you might be right. But we're not talking about that one. We're talking about Atomic, and it did pretty darn well when it was released. In the UK, it got to number 1. In Ireland, it was number 3. It was number 5 in both Norway and Austria, 6 in France, 7 in New Zealand, 8 in Belgium.
Sarah, slow down a second. Let's go back to the UK.
Okay.
It was number 1, spent 2 weeks at number 1.
Yeah.
But it premiered at number 3.
Oh.
Which is awesome.
Wow.
February 23rd, premiered at number 3. And then it dropped to number 2 in the 4th week. 2 weeks at number 1, drops to number 2. Do you know what song gave it the boot from 1 to 2?
From 1 to 2, February 1980. Wow. I don't know.
It was Together We Are Beautiful by Fern Kinney.
What?
I don't need love affairs anymore. I don't need love affairs anymore. Can't you see it's the chemistry? You must agree together we are beautiful.
I don't know it either.
I don't know what that is. That sounds really made up.
Did you tell us how it charted in the US?
I did not, because it was like, once again, super embarrassing how horrible we treated Blondie back in the day. On the Billboard Hot 100, it got to a whopping 39.
Ugh.
On the Cashbox Top 100, it got to 49.
Wow.
We're weak.
We are weak.
Although, in our defense, it actually did worse in Canada. It only got to 57 in Canada.
Wow.
So I don't know what that was about.
We are weak, but in our defense, what song was at the number 1 spot the week Blondie peaked at number 39?
And
What song kept Blondie from number 1?
by 38 spots. Okay, I'm going to guess, just kind of based on what else I've seen in the charts at this point, maybe Babe by Styx?
Oh, good guess.
Okay.
Good guess, but that's not it.
Okay.
It was the live version of Paul McCartney's Coming Up.
You wanna love to last forever, one that will never fade away. I wanna help you with your problem. Stick around, I say. It's coming on. It's coming on. Coming on like a flower. Coming on. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is an awesome song. Coming Up is a good song.
yeah.
Coming Up live is an awesome song.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's live in Glasgow or something.
Okay.
And that's the version that's on the American All the Best
Yeah.
Greatest Hits
Yeah, that's
compilation.
the one I'm used to hearing.
Super, super good.
Oh, yeah.
But it kept Blondie from number 1.
It did. It and it alone.
It and 37 other songs.
Yeah. Oh, man, we suck.
Did you mention that it was on the end of year charts in Australia, Belgium, New Zealand, and the UK?
I didn't get there yet, but thank you for bringing it up.
Sure, in the UK it was number 21. The other ones it was higher up.
Pretty good, though. And then it got re-released in the UK in September of 1994. And then in the US, it got re-released in April of 1995. So we had another chance. How'd we do? The UK, it got up to number 19. That's really respectable, you know?
Yep, and it was part of that remix collection we talked about last time, Beautiful, the
Okay.
remix album. That's
Okay.
why it was released again
Okay. And in the US, it got to number 1
on the dance chart.
on the dance chart. But hey,
And it spent 12 weeks on the chart.
that's amazing.
And that was tied to the release of remixed, remade, remodeled the remix project. That's what we called it here in America.
Yeah, I like that name. Kind of reminds me of reduce, reuse, recycle. But
Yeah, man. And I think we already mentioned that Slow Motion was the B-side to the single.
yeah.
But the UK 12-inch contained a live cover version of Bowie's Heroes,
Yeah.
featuring Robert Fripp on guitar.
We can be heroes just for one day. And you can be me. And I'll drink all the time. 'Cause we're lovers, and that is a fact.
And that version of that song is on the 2001 re-release of Eat to the Beat that we have here.
Yeah. Is that a live version?
Yep.
From when they played New Year's Eve in Glasgow?
That is from the Hammersmith Odeon UK.
Okay. I know he kind of joined in with them a couple different times. I don't know about you, but I found a lot of stuff about this song from different articles. It's
This is one that's easy to find stuff about.
Yeah, there are a lot of lists. It's on a lot of lists. And I got another review. This was a review of the whole album, but I'm not sharing the whole review because, that's too long. But crazy, crazy source called the Dixie Sun News.
Okay.
And you're like, what is the Dixie Sun News?
What is the Dixie Sun News? It can't be as good as Chattanooga's #1 newsletter, Nooga Today.
I know. Well, it's the voice of Dixie State University.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you know where Dixie State University is?
Kentucky.
I was thinking like Georgia, maybe Alabama. We're all wrong. It's in Utah.
Oh, all right.
It's like out west.
Okay.
So I never would have guessed that because Dixie to me is the South. Anyway, so they say about Atomic is a punchy dance single bedecked with Jimmy Destry's keyboards, Clem Burke's wall-to-wall drumming, and Frank Infante's and Chris Stein's guitars working around each other like boxers in a ring.
Hey, another boxing reference.
I know. Throughout the song, Harry's voice booms, and when it retreats, Nigel Harrison's bass presses itself into the foreground, a tactic lifted from disco, thumping like a heart ODing on adrenaline.
I love that, right in the middle of the Disco is Dead, Burn Your Disco Records
Yeah,
movement that they released this song.
I know.
So cool. I hate that period of anti-disco.
I agree. There's a lot of reasons to hate it.
Yeah. Crazy that the Dixie Sun News chose to review this album so recently.
In September of 2018.
I like that they did it, though. That's cool.
I know.
Means that some of those youngsters out there are listening to some of these important new wave releases.
And they're recognizing the impact that these bands had on future bands the bands are listening to now.
I think you talked about that a little bit with The Hardest Part last week. So I have a review here from The Guardian. During the first Gulf War, Atomic was on the BBC's banned list, along with Lulu's Boom Bang-a-Bang, Cher's Bang Bang, and Everything by Massive Attack.
Oh, jeez.
Because the title was deemed inflammatory. To be fair, the video did show an immense nuclear cloud, but it symbolized the sexual explosiveness Harry alluded to in her lyric, rather than something more literal. The whole thing came together by accident while they were making Eat to the Beat. Co-writer Jimmy Destry was trying to create a song replicating Heart of Glass, but it turned into a surging spaghetti western surf track that ranks as perhaps Blondie's best song. It does something most Blondie songs don't do, namely it builds up verse by verse to a huge atomic crescendo. It's 1/3 of Blondie's perfect post-punk trinity, along with Heart of Glass and Call Me, but its hot-bloodedness sets it apart. It's glorious.
Ah, I agree. It is glorious. Wow.
And that's something, we'll talk about this a little bit as we get into the song, but the sexuality of the lyrics, which is a very hotly contested subject on the internets.
It is indeed. So Billboard did this article, Blondie's 10 Greatest Songs, Critics Picks. This one is number 6 on their list. And they say, the third single from the band's platinum album, Eat to the Beat, Atomic pulled off elements of rock, disco, and new wave and meshed them into a Western-sounding track with a modern twist. Harry's ever-transcending punk style is highlighted in the music video where she performs at a post-apocalyptic nightclub in a garbage bag.
That's true.
Yep, it is.
All right, my last one is from Freaky Trigger.
What is
I don't
that?
even remember what that is. I think it must be a website.
Okay.
But I liked what they said. Next to Atomic, Heart of Glass sounds tentative, a band experimenting with disco, but still half ready to discard it. As a fusion of rock, disco, and pop, this is far more full-blooded. Indeed, it's one of the band's most passionate singles. Debbie Harry sounds possessed by the moment, and the climax, when she fades into her own enraptured backing vocals, is extraordinary. In the end, Atomic's abstraction is what makes it one of the greatest number ones. You can hear the song as making love one last time as doomsday comes, but I prefer a more metaphysical reading, that wanting to come up with something that would match the absolute of nuclear war, Harry simply reached for the perfect gesture of glamour. Oh, your hair is beautiful. And sex beats death.
Ooh,
which I thought was some very cool writing.
Yeah, I really like that. And boy, it's hard to follow that up. I'm like, oh, I don't know that anything I have is a lot better than that, but I'm going to read one more anyway, because I do like what Paste Magazine says in their article, The 10 Best Blondie Songs.
Paste is good.
Yeah, they ranked this one number 4, and they say, what it lacks in lyrical depth, Atomic makes up for with that undeniably great spaghetti western guitar riff, elevating what would otherwise be a strong disco track into something timeless, the soundtrack to some sort of post-apocalyptic dance party. Make Me Tonight isn't exactly earth-shattering poetry, but when Harry sings it on Atomic, tonight suddenly feels like the most important night of your life.
Awesome last sentence. And you know what? We're going to talk about this, but I think it is poetry.
I agree.
But before we get into the lyrics, I do want to say I'm bemused by how many times in this song the words post-apocalyptic come up.
I know.
Like everybody says it.
I know.
I even said it in my notes.
Oh, I know. Well, it's sort of like it's called Atomic, so, there's kind of already that thought there.
Right. I just wanted to give you a few quick facts that I gleaned from the Platinum Collection booklet.
Did you glean them?
I did. Okay, Frank says that he played, I may say this wrong, I should have looked it up, but he played Bruce Springsteen's Gretsch Country Gentleman guitar on this track. And he says that the boss was, quote, such a nice guy.
Wow.
Which I loved hearing because the boss seems like he would be an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Nigel says that Blur's Girls and Boys reminds him of Atomic when he hears it.
Oh, interesting. It's kind of got some of the same type beat, I guess.
And Jimmy, who wrote the music, says that he hates the 3 blind mice part at the beginning of the album version.
Aha.
He says that Chapman added that later, at which point Frank interrupts and says, no, I put that in there. I tried to sabotage this song.
I was going to say, I think that didn't sound like Chapman doing it because they mixed it out of the single mix. It's not in the video.
Right. It's not in the, it's not on the 45. It's not in the video.
No. How do you feel about that 3 blind mice bit?
Well, I don't mind the 3 blind mice bit. I never really made the connection between the song 3 blind mice before until we started researching it. And I see that everyone refers to it as that. I understand now what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. I even found a little clip on YouTube where someone played 3 blind mice and then they played this and they're like, see? Yeah.
But yeah, I think the sound of it, see, the drums save it.
Oh, yeah.
And those drums add a sense of urgency to the song.
Oh, for sure.
It starts off and you're already in full panic mode. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So I like it. Maybe it's because I'm used to it. I don't know.
I know.
But after comparing it to the single version, which starts with the down,
yeah.
I think I like the single version better, but I don't mind the album version. I'm fine with either.
Yeah, I think I would agree in both counts. I think I don't mind it, but it's not like it adds so much to the song that I miss it when I hear the single version. It's kind of funny.
And the best version of 3 Blind Mice is, of course, found in the first James Bond movie, Dr. No, where the gang of 3 Caribbean assassins, they're always playing it as they go up to assassinate somebody. So that's a great movie. And with the new James Bond movie coming out in April,
oh boy, here we go.
We'll have to get back to our little side project where we do little mini episodes about the Bond themes. I think we're up to Goldfinger.
Oh boy.
We only did 2 episodes of it last year.
Yeah.
So maybe in April we'll have to do another Bond episode to celebrate the release of No Time to Die.
Okay.
Daniel Craig's 5th and final outing as Gentleman Agent 007. And I'm really excited about this one, guys, because, Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody is playing the villain, and he is a talent. So it's going to be great. We're going to see him. I think Blofeld is back. If you saw the new trailer that came out, got a little bit of Blofeld action in there, which is going to be great because Blofeld was a major part of the last movie, Spectre. But it was kind of disappointing compared to Skyfall and what came before it. So let's see if they can redeem themselves by making Blofeld cool again.
We have
he was back.
3 more songs to get through.
Oh.
I love that you love James Bond, and I know that other people love that too, but we kind of need to keep talking about Blondie here.
All right.
Okay.
So join us in April for part 3 of our James Bond mini podcast.
Okay.
All right. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Atomic.
Oh, yeah, Blondie. It's funny because for as long as I can remember, I have been all in on these lyrics. I feel, and I've always felt that they are pure genius and they are so good. And then when I was getting ready for the podcast, I actually looked at them written out on a page and I was like,
oh,
wow, they do not translate well to text.
No.
But they are still genius. They are still poetry. You just have to appreciate them as you listen.
Right.
Rather than expect to see something brilliant written down on paper. Because their simplicity and their shallowness and the lack of substance to them is part of what makes them so awesome.
Right. And then her delivery and the music behind him, it just adds to that whole package.
Very true.
I want to talk about that line, "Oh, your hair is beautiful."
Okay.
Because so many people comment on this line, and here are my thoughts. I would compare it to Pictures of You when Robert Smith sings, "Slow drowned you were angels, so much more than everything." I talked about that line when we talked about disintegration. Here's my comparison. Although Debbie Harry's statement is much more straightforward, to me it represents the same concept of being so overwhelmed with emotion that you can't properly convey it in words. You're just kind of tongue-tied and you end up saying something ridiculous.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's like she's just, "Oh, your hair is beautiful." You know, like she just doesn't even know what else to say. That's all that she can manage to push through her lips.
I understand what you're saying. I think I have always taken it to mean it's sort of what I said about Union City Blue on the last episode. This song is about a sexual encounter. Some people think it's not. Some people online, they're taking it very literally, but it's about a sexual encounter. And I just have this vision of Debbie, or the narrator, you know, I'll say Debbie, but you know, we'll say it's really the narrator, being like so filled with passion and so into the sexual encounter. And just for a second, her brain snaps to awareness and she's looking at this person that she's with and she just says, "Your hair is beautiful."
Yeah.
And then it's immediately back to like
Everything else going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always taken it. There are some crazy interpretations of that line on some of the websites when people are discussing the meaning.
Yeah.
A lot of the interpretations of the line, "Your hair is beautiful." Let's see how we can say this.
That would be the view of someone.
Like if you were
like they're looking down on this
down and
person,
all you can see is somebody's
hair and their
hair.
head, and
Yeah,
their head
exactly.
is maybe moving back and forth. Yeah.
which I think is taking it a little too far.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
think
that's
so.
what Debbie meant.
No, I think that's a little too extreme.
But yeah, there are so many different interpretations. Some say it is purely about a nuclear disaster.
Yeah.
Some people say it's about someone's first sexual experience.
Right.
Some think it's about Debbie's first time with another woman. Some people think it's specifically about oral sex. Some people think it's just about a mind-blowingly good sexual encounter. So there's so many different interpretations, and nobody seems to get along very well. They're all like insulting each other.
Yeah, they're
because
like, "No, it can't be that. It has to be this."
I'm not sure why this song gets so many people fired up.
Get them really fired up because it's full of energy and they get all full of passion.
I've always just thought it's a really passionate sexual encounter, and in the heat of the moment, looking at her partner and noticing how attractive this person is, and your hair is beautiful. And that is why I've always thought, you know, that line more than any line of the song is the genius line. If you had to narrow it down to one line,
Yeah.
that is obviously the line that is brilliant.
Right. I mean, it's almost poignant in a way. It's just like there's all this other stuff going on, and they're just like, you know, just again, captivated by this one little aspect. It's hard to say in words, just like.
As fantastic as the lyrics are musically, this song is just as fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
You get that throbbing synthesizer.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they're actually playing something or if it's sequenced to mechanically kind of
Yeah.
be that good.
I have a feeling it's sequenced.
I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I saw something that said that this is one of only 2 songs on this track that the band was so good at this time from, you know, drilling themselves by playing live
Yeah.
and Chapman whipping them into shape,
Yeah.
that they were so good they could do all these songs live in the studio, and that Atomic and one other song, Clem played along to a click track.
Yeah.
Which means that he had like a mechanical metronome going in his head so he didn't deviate at all from the rhythm.
Right.
And so if the keyboard was sequenced, I guess that would be really important that you keep in that tight rhythm.
I would think so.
But that throbbing synth is awesome. And that dirty sounding, what everyone calls the spaghetti western guitar line,
Yeah.
they just fit together perfectly. And it's so crazy
Yeah.
to think that something from like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and something from Human League's Travelogue fit together perfectly.
Oh, I know. It's like bringing together 2 crazy worlds that you never thought would work, but it does. It really does. This song has this great dance gallop to it. You know, it's much faster than what I call the erasure gallop, but it's got that great, just that sense of urgency and excitement. And oh my gosh, it just keeps going on.
Now, this 45, when it was released, it has one of the best bits of record artwork in my entire collection. The cover to this single is just amazing. I remember the first time I saw it, I was out record shopping. I don't remember if you were there. We were with our friend Joe.
Yeah, I think I was there.
And we found this in the 45s.
Yeah.
And we were all sort of looking at it. And I think it was a little pricey for a 45. I think it was like $10 or something. But I mean, I was just staring at it. And then Joe, she took it. I was like, oh, darn it. I was sad for about a week. And then I found it at another store like a few weeks later for $2.
Okay.
But now I think I have 2 of them.
Okay.
But take a look. It'll be in the show notes. This 45
Oh, yeah.
cover. It is one of the most beautiful covers you'll ever see.
The sad thing is the European edition is different. They have a different cover. That's the US version that we're used to. And I think the UK version is...
Is it the bad t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost just as good.
Which is good, yeah.
That's like
but
the second best picture.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're a winner either way.
I know when you got that single, you posted it on Facebook because you were so excited about it. And I was like looking for that memory
Oh, really?
to like find it, but I couldn't. But yeah, I know you love that picture.
Yeah, I spent like a good number of days depressed that I let Joe beat me to the punch on that.
It's like there's no other copies of it.
Well, there weren't at that store.
Well, true.
You know, also to me, this is even more of a classic new wave track than Dreaming. We talked about the importance of dreaming in our first episode. I think this is even more indicative of the time, more well remembered, at least by me. And when I think of important Blondie tracks, I think you said that Pace Magazine put this at number 4 on their Blondie list. I ranked the song at number 4 for me for important Blondie tracks as well. And I said that it is classic, iconic, and definitely a song that everyone who enjoys 80s music should have in their collection.
I agree. Yeah, I love that it's got a mesh of styles that work so well together. I think that's kind of indicative of 80s music too. You know, it's kind of heralding the times, and it's just so catchy, so clever, just so full of emotion. I just love it.
This is wonderful songwriting.
Yes.
Is it wonderful video making?
Oh, well, it's definitely different.
It is different. It's different than all the other videos we've come across so far. It's post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
Which you can tell because the currency in the video is in units.
I know.
And that would only be in like the terrible future.
Right.
And also because in the scenes that establish the setting, it's filmed in like a weirdly colored film negative effect.
Yeah,
which also shows you that the world has become terrible.
Yeah, right.
Due to radiation.
Yeah, I don't like that beginning where the color is all off. I know that's supposed to get you in the groove, like, okay, this is a post-apocalyptic world, but I never do like that negative effect.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. And then there's this sign. It shows you it's like a concert happening, Blondie in the flesh. But then the writing on the sign, the rest of it, you can't read it. It's some other crazy language.
Well, it's a outer space language. It's a future language.
A future language. Some people said Russian. I'm like, no, it looks actually more like Sanskrit, but I don't think it's even that.
I think it's future writing.
Okay. All right.
So this club that they're playing live in, I mean, basically this club is filled with people who you probably would see in the original version of the Star Wars cantina scene. Like not the one that Lucas has gone in and fixed up and put like high-tech looking aliens in it, but the way that it looked back in 1977 when people just wore silly clothes.
Yeah.
That's how this kind of looks.
Yeah, let's wear like metal and things. Let's wear slinkies.
Yeah,
let's wear slinkies on our arms and on our bodies, and that will look really futuristic because I'm sure that those are slinkies on there.
But we know that it's the future, definitely, because Debbie is wearing a trash bag, like a jacket. And that's obviously something that would only be done in the future.
They didn't have any good clothes anymore.
Exactly.
They were like, they're out of clothes.
So other than the setting, the crazy futuristic setting, this is another performance clip. But it's a really good performance clip, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, just for the novelty of all the crazy looking people and the metal hanging from the ceiling and stuff. But yeah, they do a good job with the cuts, and the performance itself is also very good.
It's really, really good. The band looks really cool. One guy, I forget who it is, has like a bow tie, like a real floppy looking bow tie on.
Right. And then like a big long yellow jacket.
I don't remember that.
I think it's like a really long tux jacket.
This video is unique amongst the other ones because in all the other ones, Debbie either has sunglasses on or doesn't. In this video, she starts with sunglasses, and then there's a moment where Debbie takes off the sunglasses. And that moment, in my opinion, is breathtaking.
Oh.
When she takes off those sunglasses, I just lost my breath for a second.
Wow.
Her dancing in the clip is not breathtaking.
She reminds me of Elaine.
Yes.
When she's dancing, who is it in the pink jumpsuit and the motorcycle helmet that she's dancing with?
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
I don't know who
it's
that
just
is.
Somebody
but yeah, they're dancing like robots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, are they dancing like robots, or is this just sort of a nerdy dance that she's doing? I guess it probably is a robot dance.
It's the new future dance, you know, like in the future, this is how we dance.
I guess so.
On Sprockets or wherever.
So I'm sure you saw in the notes about this video that it features Gia Karanji.
Yeah.
And did you read about her at all?
I did. She has quite a story.
Oh my God. That is like the most depressing life story I've ever read of anybody.
It's really bad.
Wow.
I know.
She was like the first supermodel.
Yeah.
Being in Cosmo and Vogue and all those magazines.
Yeah.
She was so in demand, and then she just sort of, her friend and mentor died, and she went from like cocaine use into heroin.
Yep.
Her life and career just fell apart, and she died at 26 in probably one of the most terrible, last few years of your life that I can imagine.
One of the first famous women to die of AIDS or an AIDS-related illness.
Right.
Just awful.
But I guess, early on in her career that she had crossed paths with the band.
Yeah.
At some point, probably.
Yeah, she was like a big fan of theirs.
And they had
in the
her
clubs.
in this video.
Yeah.
There's a movie about her, evidently.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie was the star of that movie.
And I saw some people like say things that implied it was kind of sugar-coated, which it almost would have to be.
Yeah, I mean, who'd want to watch a movie that depressing? That's a shame. Real sad.
Yep.
But she looked like she was having fun in this video with her
Yep.
slinkies and
Did
her
you remember
sunglasses.
her when you saw her magazine covers? Did you remember her at all? Or was
Not
that-
really, no.
Yeah, I didn't
No.
either, really.
But I did see something, and I would have to agree. Cindy Crawford made it really big because of her.
Right.
Like everyone's like, oh, she's the next Gia because she kind of looked like her. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
yeah,
saw that too.
I can see
You
that.
can see the similarity.
Yeah.
We just saw Cindy Crawford just 2 nights ago when we watched that Showtime Duran Duran
That's
documentary.
right. Yeah, she was interviewed on that Duran Duran show. That was really cool.
Which, of course, if you're listening to this, you probably don't need our recommendation to go watch a Duran Duran documentary. But if
Right.
you have Showtime or access to it, check it out. It was really good.
Yeah.
They kind of skip over the lesser albums, the least successful albums. So I didn't get to see anything about Big Thing, which is one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, certainly nothing about Liberty.
No, I love Liberty too.
yeah.
But it was still really good.
Yeah, I liked how they handled it. You know, it was a pretty good overview of the career, and I liked seeing the guys kind of reminiscing.
Yep. And it has me really pumped for the new album this year.
Oh, yeah.
Got to get some new Duran.
Yes.
So I am filled with energy, Sarah.
Okay.
I'm psyched about Duran Duran right now.
Yeah.
And Atomic was so awesome.
I know.
I am drinking a caffeinated soda. Mm-hmm. I am like
Wired.
a freight train. I'm like a jet engine.
Yeah.
So let's go into this next song and keep the momentum going. This
Okay.
next song is following up Atomic. This is a song called Sound Asleep.
Swimming pool still looks like the China Sea. Pool to see, and finally the sound asleep.
Are we back?
What?
Hello?
Hello? Is this on?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jeez. I lost track of what was happening.
Yeah.
I drooled all over my shirt.
What a mess. Oh, boy, oh boy.
So Pop Matters said that from the climax of Atomic, the album loses some momentum with Sound Asleep, which is just about as exciting as its title suggests.
Oh, man. Again, so many shifts in tone and energy and style. And boy, this is like everything is different.
Yeah.
Everything.
This is a 180. Mm-hmm. A literal 180.
Yeah, it really is. It's clearly a lullaby.
Here's the thing. Lullabies are, by definition, supposed to put people to sleep. Mm-hmm. So why would you want to do that to the people listening to your album?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I am not sure. It is really strange.
I found a review for one of the latter-day Blondie albums, the second one after they got back together, called Curse of Blondie.
Oh, okay.
I forget what website it was on. It was by someone named Bill Sherman, and I just wrote it down. He was critiquing Curse of Blondie, but he commented on this song as he was talking about the new album. He said, "Curse is equal to Blondie or Eat to the Beat, each of which contained at least one big strategic flub, i.e. Attack of the Giant Ants or Sound Asleep."
Uh-huh.
I like that there's a critic out there who sees this song as a big strategic flub because, oh man, it kind of is. If you want to write a lullaby, more power to you. And as lullabies go, this is fine.
Yeah,
But it saps all of the momentum out of the record.
I know.
It's not a bad song.
It's not. And I was really struggling with where would I put this on the album? I mean, where else would it fit? It doesn't seem to go right after Atomic, but where would it fit? You don't necessarily want it as a last song because
That's the only place I can see it like even sort of working. I agree. You probably don't want it as a last song.
Because
But
that's a bad last impression, maybe. Yeah, it's really out of place here. It's not that it's a bad song, but I certainly don't want to listen to it all the time. It just doesn't make sense.
I agree. Chris explained the track in Blondie Parallel Lives.
Okay, good.
He said, Sound Asleep was equally left field, drawing inspiration from the kind of gently crooned lullaby hits that had been a staple of pre-war radio. It's supposed to be like regular old-style traditional music, he explained. I think maybe the next album is going to be big band hits of the 30s and 40s.
Oh, good grief.
that last line, of course, has nothing to do with it. I just left that in there to...
Because he's just out in left field there.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see anything that said Debbie Harry and Chris Stein co-wrote this song and that they were both deliriously sick when they wrote this song?
I saw that, and it said it was originally called The Desperate Hours.
Yeah.
Which I remember because it's a really good Humphrey Bogart movie. I actually did research that to find out if it was true.
Okay, I was wondering.
And the only site that mentioned it that I could find anywhere was that one site.
Yeah, Song Fact.
Yeah, I didn't see it in any of my books or any other website.
I saw one other source. It was just like some commenter that said that they had the flu when they were on tour in France. And it wasn't like a legitimate article or anything, so I still don't really know.
It's very possible they were both sick when they wrote it.
Well, sure.
Fine.
Okay.
It makes no impact on the song. It's still a lullaby.
No, it's just weird. I mean, it's just... I don't know what they were thinking. Well, and then I heard that it was like an ode to insomnia.
I read that somewhere else. It's like a lullaby for insomniacs.
Yeah, which they actually mention insomnia in here.
So this is, like we said, this is the first time I think that the album loses momentum. It's the song that's going to go on. It's obviously a B-side, and it is, of course, the B-side to the British 45 of Dreaming.
Yeah, and title-wise, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, Dreaming, Sound Asleep. Okay, cool.
Hey, I didn't think about that. That works out really well.
Yeah.
But this is the first of two songs that I wish were not on the record. I don't think this is a bad song.
No.
I just think it's boring. And which is no surprise, of course, because it's a lullaby, which is designed to put people to sleep.
Right.
Hey, do you think, I looked up the etymology. I spent a few seconds looking for it. The one site that I went to didn't back me up on this, but I have always thought that the word lullaby was a combination of lull a baby, like to sleep, because it looks like the word baby at the end there, and it's lull. So I always thought that's what it was, but the etymology site that I was on didn't say that. It had some other explanation, but I've always thought it was lull a baby.
I like that. I've never heard it before. I never thought of it that way, but it sounds reasonable.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to claim here on the podcast that it's true.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter if things are true anymore.
That's true.
You just say it, and you say it with force, and then people are like, oh, yeah.
Yes, I am quite sure that this is, yes.
Lullaby is actually a shortened version of the phrase lull a baby to sleep, Sarah.
Okay.
It's a fact.
Oh, no, that's good.
So the question is, why do you want your fans to go to sleep 3/4 of the way through the album? I don't know. But truly, the only part of this song that I get any enjoyment out of is the melody when she sings, "Close your eyes and you will see the sound asleep." I really like that part. The melody is very nice.
Yeah, it does have a very nice melody. She sings it very softly and sweetly, and the drum beat is kind of like a heartbeat, and it's all very soothing, and it doesn't really fit on here.
Yeah, it does not. You know, I collect everything that I can get my hands on that's related to Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
But there is an album out there of Depeche Mode lullabies.
That's right.
I have never picked that up.
Nope.
And I don't really want it.
No.
That's because I don't want to listen to lullabies.
No.
So let's talk about the video a little bit.
Okay.
It's no surprise that I'm going to say that Debbie looks lovely in this video. She's doing her best in a relatively boring clip.
Oh, yeah.
For a boring song. So it's kind of a no-win situation for her.
Right.
The entire clip is her just either sitting or lying on what I think is a giant Swanson's turkey pot pie.
I thought it was an enormous drum head.
I thought it was a big round creme brulee. And she's lip syncing the song.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, the rapid cuts that we saw on those quicker, punky songs, those are not here. There are no cuts, actually. They're all kind of fades.
Yeah, you're right. Which works better with this type of song. It's just kind of...
Oh, yeah. It's a much better choice in terms of editing. But, you know, they're long cuts. And, you know, I was really surprised reading YouTube comments for the various videos. I like to just read what people think about the videos that we talk about.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go into a really weird area of the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Became quite apparent that there are a group of people out there that are fixated on Debbie Harry's mouth.
Yes.
This film was almost like it was made for them because it focuses on her lips like a whole lot.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too, and people love her mouth.
So that was weird.
Yeah, there's lots of blue in this video, by the way. She's got a whole blue outfit going on and lots of blue eyeshadow too.
Yeah, so this is not terrible, but this is not the kind of thing I'm looking for on my Blondie album.
No, I agree.
All right, so we're going from a lullaby right into the musical equivalent of the world's most annoying alarm clock. So this is going to wake you up.
Okay.
This is the penultimate track on side 2, and it is called Victor. So yeah, we've been alluding to the fact that there's, or I guess I've been alluding to the fact that there's a song on this album that I really, really do not like. and we are up to it right now. The song that is going to wake you up in the most obnoxious and unpleasant way you could imagine.
Yeah, I found a review on a random page by a guy named Glenn Wiener, and he said, the weird combination on this record is playing Sound Asleep, which could sedate an elephant, and then Victor, which could probably wake up the dead. Wonder what the band was thinking.
Well, that is, I mean, they had to be thinking this song is so over the top, crazy, and noisy that it can only possibly follow up a lullaby. It's like, it's good tracking here, good sequencing on the record. I do not like the song.
I know.
Classic Pop Magazine ranked it as number 21 of their top 25 Blondie songs.
Really?
Yep.
Oy, oy, oy.
They said it is a crazed primal howl. Victor is the only song co-written by Harry with bassist turned guitarist Frank Infante, whose other two compositions were pen solo, and that Infante stuck to raw punk after Blondie disbanded, making a guest appearance on the final New York Dolls album.
Oh, wow.
I really don't agree with this being number 21 on your top 25 of Blondie songs. Did you see the website, the Jukebox Rebel?
No, I didn't.
I just stumbled across it yesterday.
Okay.
He says, just when you think there could be no more crazy surprises on this album, the theatrical prog madness of Victor slaps you on the chops and pours a bucket of ice water over your unsuspecting person. These people might well be insane. For sure, they keep you on your toes in 1979.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I like that. I have something similar from Pop Matters. The gut-splattering Victor smacks the listener in the face and brings the album back to a charged, if bewildering, intersection of lyrics and music. Harry screams hysterically at the top of her lungs, "Oh, I want you to go! Oh, will you leave me alone?" Sounding like the final girl in some B-movie flick.
I think they have those lyrics wrong. I think she's saying, I don't want you to go. Don't leave me alone.
I don't know.
I think is what she's saying.
I don't even care.
But anyway, Frank says Victor was a good song because I wrote it. The musical idea came from Russia somehow. The theme was a Russian thing.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I'm like, okay, can you expand on that? Can you explain yourself a little bit more?
It made me think of when we talked about Wham, there was a part where George Michael was talking about how, you know, people begrudgingly admitted that Careless Whisper was a good song. And he said, it's a good song because I wrote it. Yeah. And then I was like, and then here's Frank saying Victor is a good song because I wrote it.
Yeah.
And there's quite a world of difference between Careless Whisper and Victor.
Oh my, yes.
As it would turn out, folks, this is the final writing credit that Frank would get on a Blondie album.
Oh, no, really?
He would never be asked to contribute another song to Blondie.
No kidding.
And he would play only overdubs on the next record. He came in and just played a little bit of guitar over the tracks when they were already recorded. So that's what this song got him.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, I want to take this moment to personally apologize to any Erasure fan who I offended when I criticized La Gloria last November in our Wild episodes.
Oh, okay.
Because I would rather listen to La Gloria 5 times in a row than have to listen to this song one more time
Wow.
in my life. It is terrible.
Wow.
And it was suggested that I don't say that I hate things anymore, which I think is a fine point. I agree with it. It's just a reflex when I hear like a song that I think is really terrible. I just offhandedly yell, I hate that. So I don't hate Victor, but I will say that it is the single worst song I've ever heard. And as I was taking my notes, I felt ill at the thought that I was going to have to listen to it again. I put this song off till last because I did not want to make myself listen to this song again.
Yeah.
I was struggling to make myself give it time and consideration. Somewhere in my notes, I don't see it now, but I know it's in here somewhere. I was like, there must be a song worse than this. There must be a song worse than Victor. And over the years, my traditional really bad song to listen to has been the final song in Jerry Harrison's album, Casual Gods.
Oh.
And it's a song called Bobby.
What? No. Come on. No. 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 Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby, don't do it. It's really, really bad. And I listen to Bobby. Bobby is 100 times better than Victor.
Wow. This just isn't my style. I'm gonna be like really kind. You know, it definitely sounded a lot like prog rock to me. You know, that guitar and just a lot of the elements of it. It sounded like prog rock. And I saw a lot of comments, and I think you just mentioned one that said the same thing. But I don't care who you are. I don't like screaming in songs. I am never going to like a song that has a lot of screaming in it. I'm just not. I don't think that's enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah, I agree. I hear that and I say, where's the melody? Where's the melody?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I used to listen to a lot of prog rock.
Right.
I would never listen to a band that sounded like this.
No, the music is fine-ish, but the screaming I cannot handle. So even the song like I'm a Mother by the Pretenders.
Treat me like a mother.
try my best to so surprise you do. I'm the source and the force you owe your life to, brother. Oh, I'm a mother.
That has too much screaming in it for me.
Oh, I love that song.
I know, but I don't like, because she screams, I'm a mother. I don't like that. So there's maybe some good things about it, but the screaming throws me off. I cannot do it.
The screaming is terrible. Terrible.
I mean, she's really good at screaming. I guess there's that.
If there's anything I like, I tried to get something positive here. I guess I like the all-male chorus that starts singing around 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That sounds okay. It sounds fine.
It's ominous and whatever.
It's the Jaw trio again. We mentioned
Yeah.
them before, Chapman, Destry, and Infante. And I also like the 18 seconds from 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 18 seconds, which is in that clip, which was that guitar part that I played.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good guitar part. And that's fine.
Yeah. So apparently this song is named for someone in Blondie's life and their history.
I guess it's named for that Victor Brockus who co-wrote that book. You've
Yeah.
been mentioning him a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm not exactly sure why.
I don't know either. And I don't know if they did this because they liked him and they liked the book that they co-wrote with him, or if they didn't like him. And this is like I want to write this really crazy song about this guy we don't like. I don't know, where they land with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they made the connection to him. I've seen a couple people reference that it is a connection to him, but I don't understand it because lyrically, I mean, the song is about someone named Victor writing letters to someone named Anastasia.
Yeah.
Annette is a familiar form of Anne, so I guess it's like a nickname for Anastasia.
Okay.
And he's saying he's going to cross a border and leave her. The lyrics are confusing.
Yeah.
At first, I thought her thoughts were interrupting his letters. Like he would say, "Dear Annette, I'm going to leave before the next show," or something. And then the next line is, "I'm not a whore. I will dance no more."
Yeah.
And I thought that it was her interrupting him. But then it hit me. It makes more sense if that entire 2-verse section is just his 2 letters to her. So I guess a man can be a whore. It just is a gigolo. So I think that I think Anastasia is the screaming, and all of the quote singing is 2 letters that he wrote.
Okay.
That's what I got. She doesn't want him to leave. He's going to leave, even though he plans to return, because the danger he's going to face crossing the border twice is there's some question whether he's going to make it back.
Yeah.
Why is he leaving? I don't know. And for the first time in like 99 episodes of the podcast, I genuinely don't have any curiosity to drive me to research these lyrics any further. I got that much out of it, and I don't care to get any more. Doesn't matter to me.
I don't know that there is any more. I mean, Frank may tell you otherwise, but then again, he didn't. He had a chance to in that book and he didn't. So
I guess he thinks he doesn't need to explain art, which is, the art speaks for itself, which I think is true. It's just, I think that the lyrics are so vague that it's hard to get specifics.
sometimes I will say, oh, well, if you think more about it, like I've done that. I know where you're like, oh, I didn't get that. This one, again, I'm also the same. I don't want to take any more time on it.
So in terms of the video, this was probably the best setting of any of these video clips.
Oh, yeah.
It's visually very striking. It looks like it's filmed under a bridge or something. At first, I thought it was like they were in the top of an old European church or something because of all these beams that go in the air above them. But when it starts, you can see over on the left walkways leading to modern-looking buildings and things. So then I remembered everything is filmed in New York City.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a subway bridge underneath a bridge or a...
Well, I have some interesting and recent information on this.
Oh, very cool.
On the YouTube video, there's all these comments. And just 2 weeks ago, a guy named Paul Flattery commented on this, and he said, okay, I produced this along with the rest of the Eat to the Beat video album. And I looked that up, and there's a little picture with his name there, and it's that guy.
Oh, cool.
The actual producer of the video album commented on this.
Wow.
And he said, directed by David Mallet. This was actually shot in a, quote, stolen location, i.e. no permits, that we learned was actually used as a firing range by the New Jersey police. You can see that at 2 minutes in. That's when the guitar solo, and he's standing in front of the guitar solo, and you can see behind it, there's like a body with the shooting range kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of bullet stuff. So I don't know exactly what building it is, but I know that they didn't have a permit for it, and I know that the New Jersey police used it.
That's guerrilla filmmaking right there.
I know.
That bulks up their punk cred.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's really neat. I'm glad
Yeah.
you saw that. So Debbie is dressed, in that black cloak, so I guess she's kind of playing the character in the video here. She uses her eyes to make herself look quite insane.
Yeah, she does a really good job of looking like a wild-eyed maniac sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't really like watching it.
I know.
I didn't like her weird eyes. And I'm sure it explains the story of the song a little bit, because Chris seems to be playing Victor, writing letters and sealing them with candles and stuff like that.
Right, dabbing them with a sword.
Yeah, things don't work out at the end somehow, but I didn't really care enough to try to follow
No.
it. And I couldn't watch it more than once.
I watched it more than once. One other thing I noted was that the guys in this video look like the waves in the Walking on Sunshine video.
Oh, really?
They're all glum and in overcoats.
Yeah.
So I did screenshots of both videos of like both the guys in their overcoats.
Cool.
Yeah.
Put that in the show notes.
I will.
So Victor is terrible. I think over the course of time here, I even started calling it Vincent in my notes. My brain just wanted to hear a better song. Don McLean's Vincent was like appealing to me. Let's move on to the last song.
Let's do that.
And get away from this. So this is the final song of the album, and this is called Living in the Real World.
Every day is a holiday. You can look through the glass and take a photograph. You will never ever walk on the moon. Living by yourself through the room. You can never conquer me, 'cause I'm not here and you're not there. I'm not living in the real world. I'm not living in the real world. I'm not living in the real world no more. No more. Yeah.
Another Jimmy Destri solo writing credit to close out the album, and I think it works really well as a final track, getting the record back on track after the massive derailing caused by Sound Asleep and Victor.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. This ended up being the B-side to Union City Blue, but it was also the B-side to Dreaming.
Speaking of Dreaming, there's a really neat kind of flip side of the coin aspect to the song that Rolling Stone mentions in their review. They said, "Eat to the Beat comes full circle with Living in the Real World, a giddy, rave-up response to Dreaming. It's about the frenzied scuffling in your head when your body's keeping pace with a world that's become the dream of success. Debbie's overdubbed cheerleading style shriek of I'm Not Living builds the song to a climax that, like so much of the LP, sweeps you along with its heady solipsism." It is sort of like the flip side of that first song. We'll just talk about it now, I guess. In that first song, you know, she wants to sit there and tell people about her dreams. She has these dreams that are more important to her than real life. And then here in this last song, they are living this fantastic life that, you know, they're so popular and successful that they are essentially not in the real world anymore.
Right.
Which is kind of a great idea, the way they did that. I never really knew that because I, in the past, have probably only ever made it to this song once. And that was the first time I listened to the album because I would never listen to Vincent. So I think I just shut it down. Or Victor, yeah. I think I just shut it down after Atomic.
I know. I myself haven't heard this song as much as I could have. And I have that modern luxury of being able to skip tracks on the CD. Just imagine the poor people back in the days of albums and 8 tracks, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they were stuck. They probably heard it, but they might have been in a bad mood by the time they heard it.
They probably were.
They're like, oh my gosh, what did I just go through? Yeah, but this is a great song. And I can't disagree with them ending the album on this energetic note. I mean, I really think it's really good, but I feel like they might get shortchanged because people might stop listening to it early.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, well, that's the risk you take when you
put 2 ridiculous songs in the middle of the second side.
Yeah.
I know.
So I saw a little bit of interesting, I like, you know, getting these tidbits of information about people who appear on the album and guest on the album stuff. So there was just one, the Post-Punk Monk, our friend the Post-Punk Monk.
Oh, yes.
On his website had a little bit of information about someone who helped on this record overall, but he brought it up in his blog post with this song, and I thought it was worth talking about.
Oh, good.
So he says the album had a much stronger rock vibe than any other albums in their classic canon, where pop usually won out over rock. Mike Chapman produced for the second time, but crucially, he had David Tickle as an engineer in the sessions.
Oh.
I quickly noticed the name since the album sounded so impossibly lush, yet crisp. A sonic feast where usually one of those dishes is missing. Within half a year, we would notice David Tickle again when he produced the True Colors album by Split Enz, another feast of glimmering pop sonics that managed to break the band in North America. You know, I'm not familiar with the name David Tickle. I'm lucky to know the producers that I know. I don't keep up with engineers and things like that. But since the Post-Punk Monk thought this guy was important to note, I just looked into him a little bit. And so his relationship with Split Enz didn't really survive the follow-up album to True Colors. They got back together to do the next album, and it seemed like he had sort of gotten a really big head with his success as a producer. And he was difficult to work with, or at least that's the point of view of the band.
Okay.
Although Neil did ask him to work on Crowded House's debut.
Oh.
As an engineer, at least. Ultimately, 5 engineers worked on that first Crowded House album.
Oh my gosh.
And none of them were Tickle. He got no credit on the album.
Wow.
But he did get paid. He got paid more than the producer. But he didn't get any credits on the album. And his big credit, at least to me, is he produced the Divinyls hit I Touch Myself in 1991.
Okay.
Which is a song I really, really liked back in the day. And that's a great album, I think. He's also known for engineering U2's Rattle and Hum studio tracks.
Oh,
Not the live section, but so that's some of his credentials. So I just thought I'd bring up that name because evidently amongst the more intelligent bloggers, he's somebody of note.
Well, that is very interesting. Do you want to talk about another woman
Yeah, let's
on
do
this
it.
song? We got a lot of backing vocalists on this album, and this is the last song. So it's the last song you're going to have backing vocals, and it's someone we haven't heard from yet.
Oh, yeah?
And her name is Donna Destry, and she is Jimmy Destry's sister.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
And she had a little bit of a career of her own musically. She did a cover of Rebel Rebel in 1983, and she did some other stuff, but more notably, she came back to Blondie in 1999, and she did backing vocals on Maria. You know, Maria was a big, big, big hit. So,
Right.
yeah, so she's had a big history with the band.
Very cool. Maybe it was Nothing Is Real But the Girl. That was the other Jimmy Destry
Oh, okay.
single from that
Yeah,
album.
I don't remember which one it was.
So I don't know about you, but when I hear this song, I had and still have a similar reaction to what I experienced when I listened to Sheer Heart Attack on Queen's News of the World album.
Do you know just how I feel? Do you know just how I feel? Heart attack.
Oh,
I think these songs are very similar. You know, they're both solid rock songs that have their roots in the punk world. And I think that Queen, you know, that was more of a just Roger Taylor seeing that 1977 punk music is like the darling of the UK press at the time.
Right.
And these classic rock bands are they're behind the times. And this is Roger Taylor saying, oh, we can do that.
yeah.
And then they write the song Sheer Heart Attack. It's probably one of my least favorite Queen songs because I don't like that punk sound. But over the time, I've come to accept it. And now I kind of like it. I can sing along to it and enjoy it. You know, Blondie is much more legitimate, has a much more legitimate claim to the punk scene.
Right.
So I have less problem with it here, especially the drums, I think, the
yeah.
rhythm section of this song compared to Sheer Heart Attack. I hear some similarities. This song, I really do enjoy it, especially the chorus. And I think that the punk influences here sound really good. It is like pop punk
Yeah, I would agree.
and works really well.
Yeah, it's so energetic and it's catchy. I like the guitar and the keyboards in this, and of course the drums. I mean, the drums, once again, Clem Burke absolutely killing the drums on this song.
Totally. It's really short. It's only 2 minutes and 54 seconds long.
It doesn't feel that short.
I wish it was 8 seconds shorter.
Oh.
Because I really find that count in vocal at the beginning to be super annoying.
Oh, yeah.
The way he says his words.
Uh-huh.
I really don't like that.
Okay.
But it is a very good tune with a great sing-along chorus. I've
Yeah.
been singing it all day.
Yeah.
I'm not living in the real
Right.
world.
It's a great,
fun.
it is a great sing along. And again, this is another one where I can just hear so many other modern bands that were influenced. They must have heard this song and they were influenced. To me, the first one comes to mind is No Doubt.
Oh,
Like this song, I'm like, No Doubt definitely was listening to this song when they, you know, put their band together, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Her vocals on this song are great. She's kind of almost talking, but not quite. And then she does definitely belt out some really good singing too. I think this could have been a single.
Oh, yeah, I think it could have too. I don't think it would have been a top 10 single in the UK. I mean, none of these were top 10 singles in the US. I don't think it would have been a top 10 single in the UK, but I think it would have done respectably.
Yeah. And I could definitely see this being played a few years later on like indie stations, college stations in the United States. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, this is a cool song. And like I said, it's the song on the album, you know, one of the ones I'm least familiar with because I never get to this point. And after Victor, I was a little more punk. You know, the beginning sounds really punk when he counts it in. And I was like, more obnoxious music. But the chorus saves it, I think.
Yeah.
And by the time the chorus won me over, then I started to like the verses too. So it's kind of cool. At 1 minute and 47 seconds, there's like an explosion in the background. Did you hear that?
I don't remember.
It's during the last verse, I think, and I forget what she says, but there's just like in the background this very fake sounding. And when I heard it, it was like all week long, I was like, oh, that sounds like something that the Human League did on like one of their first albums, Travelogue or Reproduction or something. And just as we were getting ready to go on to record this, go on the air live, Sarah, I said, oh, it's from Seconds. It's from Dare.
Oh, right.
They're like, there's those like very mechanical sounding explosions on that track. And that's exactly what this sounded like.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if it's the same machine.
Oh, I'll bet it is.
I think it's a great wrap up for the album.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's like a response to their rise to fame and how they're dealing with it. It's a kind of, you know, they're like, yep, here's where we're at this point in our career. It's a nice way to end the album.
Is it a great way to end the video album?
No. I mean, it's like, there we are on that stage again with the scaffolding
They're
and all the people.
Back on the set of Dreaming.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fitting if this is if this is a continuation of the Dreaming themes, but it's also lazy.
Yeah, she's wearing a little black dress.
A different one than before.
Right.
Like we said, the song really does have the sound of an album closer. And I think the video gets that point across by almost showing us a celebration. The clip is full of energy.
Yeah.
And the kids are really into it.
Yeah, this is another one where I really like the cuts in it. I think they're done well. They add to the excitement, the energy. You get some really good crowd reaction. friends. So, yeah.
And Jimmy Destry has another quick appearance where he does that quirky, you're crazy hand motion thing where you make a circle around your ear.
Yeah.
And in that quick scene there, I said to myself, oh, hey, he reminds me of Fez from that 70s show.
Oh my gosh.
That's who I pictured whenever I saw him. I was a little disappointed because this is the last video on the album. This is the last song on the record.
Yeah.
It's a punk song, thrashing your way through this chorus. I know when it ends, Clem is going to like jump up, start kicking his drums over, and they're going to break a guitar.
Right.
They didn't do anything like that.
No.
And it fades really, really fast. Like as soon as the song is over, it fades to black.
Right. It's gone.
So you don't even see them on stage. Like,
I know.
So I was disappointed. I wanted to see some good, rebellious punk
instrument
smashing.
Tearing the stage apart or something. I know. That would have been very fitting. Maybe they didn't know how many more takes they were going to have to do. So they were like,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
So this track saves the record from going out on a really bad note, I think. If this was not good and they went out on a trio of stinkers, I would have declared side 2 of this album to be a disaster. But I'm feeling pretty positive at this point. So I'm looking forward to our final evaluations.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to take just a brief second for our extra credit before letting you know what we think about this album as a whole. And our extra credit this time is just to remind you one more time that we have put the call out for trivia questions for our upcoming Trivia Challenge episode.
That's right. We need your help, folks. We need some really cool and clever questions for us to answer in our trivia showdown coming up here in a few weeks.
Because this is your chance at revenge, Sarah. I crushed you last time.
Well, that's a little bit.
I crushed you by 2 points.
2 points. 2 humongous points.
So if you want to help Sarah get her revenge, come up with some good permanent record podcast style trivia questions about this great music that we talk about and we all love, and send them off to prptrivia@gmail.com. And those emails are going to go directly to the Quizmaster.
That's right. We don't see those.
Yeah, so when you don't get a thank you reply back from us, that's because we're not allowed to see them.
Nope.
And the Quizmaster, if you listen to the first one, you know this. He's very stern.
That's right.
And by the book, and he's certainly not going to reply to somebody and say thank you. It's not his style.
No, he's all about just doing his job.
Yeah, but please know that if you do, when we record the episode, we'll be told, that you submitted the questions.
Yes.
And we will thank you.
Oh, yeah. We will definitely do that.
And our thanks are worth a lot more than the Quizmaster's thanks.
No, you don't want to get on his bad side, do you?
Oh, that's true. I don't want to. I love the Quizmaster.
Yeah.
All right.
But maybe you do, because maybe that'll work in my favor.
No.
You can give me an extra point or two.
No, I do not want to make him angry.
Man.
So that brings us up to our final evaluations. This is where the rubber hits the road, Sarah. This is where we pass judgment on the record that we've just spent 2 episodes talking about.
Yeah.
We're going to say this is our overall opinion of this entire package. You want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I will go first.
All right, lay it on us.
First thing is, Blondie was really quite a unique group at this point in time because there's all these guys on instruments and a woman in the lead. Nobody else was like that, and they didn't stick to any formulas. They were willing and able to try anything. And the fact that they didn't just do punk music to me is almost more punk than punk itself, if that makes any sense. They're like, yeah, we're so punk. We don't even always do punk. I think this really is an incredible album. It has such a wide range of styles and sounds, and I think they're all done really well. Maybe Die Young Stay Pretty's a little weak in the reggae department, but I guess I don't know enough about reggae to say for sure. That might just be my own personal opinion coming through there. And I think the production on this album is just excellent. It's so smooth and polished for the Motown style songs and for Sound Asleep, which I don't think is necessarily a Motown style song. But you don't lose that rawness and energy on the harder songs like Eat to the Beat or Living in the Real World. And I think the fact that Chapman could work so well with all of these varying musical styles is a testament to his talent too. The band itself did a great job playing. He did a great job of working with them and getting the best out of them. So there's a lot of divided opinions on which album is better, Parallel Lines or Eat to the Beat. I don't know. I don't know Parallel Lines all that well, but I think that the fact that all these songs are originals and all the members of the band contribute to the writing of the songs, that just kind of earns it some extra points in my book.
Except for Clem, everyone but Clem.
Yeah, and his other contributions are quite clear and cannot be understated. His drumming makes these songs. I think we've kind of gone over that. So yeah, I think Eat to the Beat gets a few more points just because of all the original stuff, the songwriting, and the band is clearly quite confident in their abilities. They've established a good working relationship with Mike Chapman at this point. My one problem with this album is the sequence of songs, particularly on side 2.
I don't know how you fix that, though.
I know. I was really racking my brain on that. Tough to figure out what might work better. Do you want to end on a quiet note, or would it be better to go out with a bang? I just know I would put more space between Victor and Sound Asleep. If you're going to put them both on the album, put more space between them. Maybe go with Die Young, Stay Pretty, Slow Motion, Sound Asleep, Atomic, then either Victor or Living in the Real World, and then just end with one of those. I don't know. It's still kind of flawed.
I don't know. That's the only thing I like about those 2 songs is the sequencing of them. So I would disagree with you on that.
Yeah. So how many record adapters would I give to Eat to the Beat? I really thought about it, and I really thought that this is quite an excellent album. I can't quite bring myself to give it 5. So I will give it 4.5, which puts it in the same company as Hunting High and Low, Actually, Color by Numbers, and The Works. And I think that's some pretty decent company.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Can't disagree.
Thank you.
All right, so let me start by saying that this album is almost perfect. It features 2 of the very best, most iconic new wave singles in Dreaming and Atomic, songs which are still remembered to this day, as our discussion of The Deuce in last episode proves. You know, they needed a perfect song for the opening of that show, and hey, Dreaming fits the bill. Most of the album tracks are single-worthy, in my opinion, which is not something you can say about many records. Still burns me up that here in the U.S., Union City Blue, the greatest of all Blondie tracks, is an album cut. Where's the logic in that? But that doesn't really affect my grading of the record. I've just focused on what I find to be the record's bad moments, so I won't deal with that. I won't dwell on that too much here. Sound Asleep isn't terrible, it's just terribly boring. Vincent, I called it Vincent again. Victor is terrible. I'm struggling to think of a song that I like less. Ugh. So this has always been my Blondie album of choice, over Parallel Lines. But after looking at this record in depth, I don't think it's because it's a better record. I think it has been my Blondie record of choice because I have heard the songs one way or another in Heart of Glass enough in my life. And unlike Dreaming and Atomic, I'm kind of tired of those songs. I don't mind seeing them live when we go see them in concert, but those 2 songs are always on the radio and I don't switch to them most of the time. So looking at Parallel Lines, that album is truly amazing. There are no bad songs on it. That album is perfect. You know, I started this by saying that Eat to the Beat is almost perfect. So it turns out that my Blondie album of choice, my most played Blondie album, is going to get a 4.5 out of 5 record adapters.
Okay.
I may listen to it the most, but it's my second favorite Blondie album, if I'm being honest. Parallel Lines is number 1, and Ghost of Download is right below it at number 3. But there is no shame in a 4.5 out of 5 record adapter rating and a number 2 ranking. This is a fantastic record, one that I truly love, and I hope that came through as we discussed it. This record, I have to recommend it, should be part of your collection if you're a fan of new wave music.
So we gave it the same, 4.5?
We did. We agree on that.
All right. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's very cool. I like when we're in sync.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about Eat to the Beat. We finished talking about 12 of these songs. Now we have had our say. Let us know what you think about it.
That's right.
Is it their best? Is it their worst? Is it somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's going to be a post on Facebook with the episode, and feel free to chime in and let us know what you think.
Yeah, we always love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and maybe your corrections if we've done something wrong.
And feel free to reach out to us through our voicemail at 724-490-8324 or at www.speakpipe.com/permrecordpod. You can just click on that and send us a voicemail over the internet. Not too many people have been sending us voicemail, Sarah, but I still think it's a valid way to get your opinions heard because we can play it on the show. So
yeah.
I still like to mention it, even though it seems like most people are ignoring us.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, though, when we have another voice to play on the show besides our 2 voices.
It is. All right, so you know what? Next time we talk to you, it is going to be big episode 100.
Oh, my gosh.
And I think we know what is going to happen on that show.
Yeah.
Throwing around some ideas. And I'm kind of excited about it, so we hope you will be there and that you will be excited too.
I know.
So I'm not sure when that'll be. Probably 2 weeks from now. This episode, wow, we're over 2.5 hours, and I've got to edit all this, so it's going to take a while.
Okay.
But, you know, we're going to get you that episode 100
Yes.
in a couple weeks.
So look for it.
I guess that's all we have. Send
Yeah.
those questions in, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Take care, guys.